I didn't expect for you to be the first person in this mug. But shout out to you, Laquita. Planning on starting at 8:30. Well, 8:30 West Coast time. So y'all can just be patient. Anybody who show up early, just be patient with me. Y'all seen the title, Think and Grow Rich. So obviously, I want to talk about some money, of course. But when 8:30 start, I'm gonna start too. So we got what, 2 more minutes? So just grab your blunt, grab your lighter, whatever. Hopefully we can have a dope conversation tonight. I know people be having to work in the morning, but shit. Some people be in bed all night just on their phone. They don't really be doing, can't even sleep, even if they gotta work in the morning. So I ain't gonna trip. Well, I see like when you're looking at the clock, the time goes super slow. When you ain't paying attention to it, it should be fast as hell. That should show you time is nothing but an illusion. Time fake as hell. Cause if I'm having fun, like them hours will be feel like minutes. But if I'm bored as fuck, it's all about your mindset and how you view life and your perception on it. But my YouTube channel definitely been like getting a bunch of subscribers and views lately. Ever since I got hacked, ever since my Instagram channel got hacked, my my YouTube channel been doing pretty well. So I'm like, fuck Instagram and Facebook. If they don't pay, you, YouTube the one that pay. So we gonna just follow the money and shit, see where it leads us. But it's 8 o'clock. I mean, I said 8 o'clock, 8:30. So I guess I could start. Think and Grow Rich. So by the title, as you can already see, it is the title of a book by Napoleon Hill. This book was written in the early 1900s, I want to say. And it's about this man for 20 years. He works for free. And his job is to like interview all the richest people in the world to see what they did to get their success. And it all boiled down to your mindset, what you think about, what you want, the goals you set. And when I got introduced to this book in 2018, nobody nobody introduced that to me. Like nobody was like, "Hey, you should read this book called Think and Grow Rich." Like I just randomly stumbled across it just on my journey trying to like be a better person, evolve to a better person. So after I learned about the law of attraction, I read the book The Secret. And then I'm on YouTube just trying to watch all type of law of attraction videos and like listen to all type of audio books. So two books I came across was Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and Earl Nightingale's The Strangest Secret. Now The Strangest Secret, that's a quick book, like 30-minute read or 30-minute audio book. But Think and Grow Rich, that's a 10-hour audio book. So that means if it's 10 hours for somebody reading for you, then that means it's gonna probably be a 20-hour book for the average person. So Reading the book Think and Grow Rich, it gave me the confidence to know and understand like nothing gonna happen overnight. No matter how successful you uh, think you are, or no matter how positive you think you are, like it's gonna take some time, and it ain't gonna take you 20 years like it took Napoleon Hill to get his riches and his success. But if you do your time and you stick to what you working towards, it's gonna pay off eventually. So a lot of people don't think about nothing though. That's why they have nothing. And I'm the type of person that's always asking somebody what's on your mind. And like the number one answer I usually get is, I ain't think about nothing. And I'm like, how you don't think about nothing? We think all these thoughts a day, between 6,000 and 60,000 thoughts a day. How you not thinking about nothing? Like it's way less hours and minutes in a day than for 60,000 thoughts that, or just even 6,000 thoughts. So you thinking multiple thoughts in the same minute. So sometimes in the same within seconds of each other. So most people say they don't think about nothing, and it shows in their life. Like that they don't have nothing going for them. They will have no type of aspiration to do anything or be anybody, and it's because they don't want nothing for themselves. They don't know they can have it. They think what it is only on TV. It's only on the internet. It's somebody on. Most of people think that they can't be rich. They can't be successful because of what's on TV or what they've been seeing their whole life, how they've been programmed to think. And it's true when you think like that. If you think you can't be rich, you think you can't have no type of money, you dead ass right about that shit. But if you think you can, and you know you can, and you work towards that, then you're gonna always be right. Like we're always right 100% of the time. That's when bad shit happen to people, people like, damn, I knew that was gonna happen. You're right. When good shit happen to a person, like it don't be no surprise that some good shit happen. Nah, they seen that shit happen. Like they put it out good. Karma is real. Like shit, and I learned karma through the Bible. Shit, like so, I received karma. I always looked at it as a bad thing, though. I never looked at karma as a good thing until I got older. But at first, I'm like, man, if you put out bad, it's gonna always come back on you sevenfold or seven times. But shit, it works way for when you doing good. Like if you being a giving person, if you being a loving person, if you're not doing nobody wrong, your intentions are always pure. You gonna always manifest that back into your life. So when fuck shit do happen, like that don't always mean it's coming from you, but it is outside forces that want to get you off your path. So Carlos, what's up, Carlos? Yeah, for sure. Like when you doing your shit, like it's gonna be always forces to try to knock you off your shit, because they don't want to see you doing good. The devil don't want to see you doing good. Not to say the devil is a man with a pitchfork in hell, but the devil is just negative thinking, negative people, negative like thoughts, like shit. So I'm always trying to like evolve, like just have a better way of thinking, look at something different, look from a different perspective. Cause shit, I ain't trying to continue to conform like the rest of the world. Shit, they did this article and with 100 people from the time they was 25 to 100. I mean, not 100, but from 25 to 65, 100 people. By the time they was 65, one was rich, four was financially stable, and 95 was broke. Like, and that's just the normal. Like, that's normal. It's 1%. That's why it's really a 1% that got all the money. Because 95% of the people is going to conform to the average lifestyle, doing what the average person do. Like, work a 9 to 5, go home, watch TV, eat unhealthy, go to sleep, repeat. Like, so they don't never try to do nothing for themselves. They don't ever try to be nobody or try nothing. And they'll rather sit at home and watch the TV. Like just I said this in the last live, but most people, if you see a sports game, you got the people that's in the game, you got the people that's at the game, and then you got the people that's at home watching the TV. And most of the time, the people who ain't even in the game is trying to tell you, hey, yell at the TV or yell at the players, hey, you do this, do this, do this, because they think they got a better perspective, but you're not even in the game. Like for real, like you're not even in the game. Like why would I take your opinion when you're not even trying to fucking, you don't even want nothing for yourself. You'd rather watch me fucking fail and win. Like, and that's what it be like. Motherfuckers be hating, and they either some be wanting you to win, not your haters, but you got the people that love you that want you to win, and you got the haters who want you to fail. But either way, it don't matter. I don't give a fuck about what nobody think. Whether they got my best interests out for me. I mean, I do care if somebody got their best, want best for me, but at the same time, I'm not focused on what nobody is thinking. Like I ain't got time for that. I was just saying something like this. Folks being on the side, definitely they be staying on the sidelines, never get in the game because they scared. They'll be embarrassed to fail in front of the crowd. Like me, fuck that shit. But when you on your road to riches, a lot of people's gonna watch you take off on your journey, and they gonna see it from the beginning to the end. And they never try to go get that shit themselves. They would rather just hate on you, try to leech off you, or support you. Me, I'm gonna be one of them niggas that I ain't trying to stay in the same position I was last year. Shit, I'm not trying to be in this same position next year. So, like, I'm gonna always try to strive for something more because I know I can have it. Like, there's literally nothing, nobody stopping me from getting what I want except time and myself, the work, putting in the work. So, shit, I'm putting in the work, and I ain't gonna let nobody or nothing stop that for real. Like, shit, life is getting expensive out here. For real, like shit is not cheap. Like, nah, I'm not about to be one of the people that just sitting at home complaining. Like, damn, this Family Dollar getting expensive, and it only went up 25 cents. Like, well, I don't get it like shit. But once again, I'm not no average ass person. I'm not gonna think what the average person think. Like, I'm always on some shit. How can I get some more money? Like, what can I do to get some more money? Like, how can I hustle? What can the next hustle be? Shit. So I'm always trying to study new things like crypto, NFTs, Web 3.0, whatever it is. Like, I'm always trying to see what's the next new thing because I ain't trying to be one of them people that get left behind. Like, when you just look over a time period, like, just from my parents, from my surroundings, the people who I know, like, growing up 10 years ago or when I was being raised in the 90s, most of them people don't got nothing today. Like, they still working 9 to 5s today. But if you look at some of the white people or some of the Jewish people or whatever, like they steady keep growing, they steady keep evolving. Like they steady getting way more money. They kids is being set up like out of high school. Their kids got money. But if you look at the black community, it's like it keep declining. So I'm like, I ain't about to be one of them black people. And it ain't nothing holding nobody back. It's just no guidance. They ain't got nobody to show them the right way out. Shit, they'd rather rob, they'd rather sell drugs, they'd rather do that because it's the easiest thing. It's the thing that's most accessible to them. And most people, street people, they not trying to work no 9 to 5. Like they already got a boss mentality. That's the crazy part about it. Most street people got entrepreneur mindsets. They just don't got no guidance. So shit, they gonna get to the money, but it ain't in the most positive best way. So I mean that shit is all designed, and I ain't even here to talk about no type of conspiracy shit. Cause once again, I'm not no statistic type of nigga. I'm not gonna be like one of them people that never left my city. Like I moved out of Gary, Indiana, when I was 18. And that is like the day I left for boot camp, I was 18, and I didn't go back till I was like 25, and I only stayed for like 3 more years, 2 more years. Then I was out again. Now I'm in Vegas, so I'm like, I ain't the type to just stay in my same city the whole life. I used to tell people, I'm like, you can't talk to me about shit if you've never experienced a warm winter. Like, and that was me talking to the people back home, cause shit, it don't get no, it ain't no warm winters in Indiana. It's always cold, it always snowing. But if you don't ever get no some type of experience from your home, like then how you gonna grow? How you gonna evolve? How you gonna get a different perspective if you never moving, if you never evolving? So I'm like, man, I don't even waste my time talking to people like that. Like, I mean, those type of people don't come around no more, but still, it's like, I'm the type like shit. If you don't come around me talking about nothing, cause I'm gonna let you know I ain't trying to hear that shit. Like, I am not trying to hear no bullshit. If you ain't got nothing to help me grow, you ain't got no book for me to read, you ain't got no new way for me to get some money. Like, you ain't up on the newest technology. Like, then what's the point of you even coming around me for? Like, I'm trying to grow. Like, for real, I ain't trying to stay the same. I keep saying that. I ain't trying to stay the same. I'm trying to keep evolving. I'm trying to get way more money in my bank account, way more money in my stock account, my crypto account. I'm trying to own real estate, land. Like, I'm not trying to just be a nigga on the couch, sitting on the couch after I get off work, drinking a beer, doing that shit 7 days a week. Like, what the fuck? There's so much money out there. Like, why would I waste my time on some shit that ain't gonna pay me? I'm like, that shit it ain't cool. I mean, it's cool for the person who don't want nothing. I guess that's why there's 1% of the people, and then there's I mean, was the 5% or 10%? Then you got the 90% who ain't got shit. The consumers, the people who just buy, never create nothing, never strive to go get nothing, and like never want to do nothing. Like it's the reason why you look at the top 500, the Fortune 500 companies, it's only like four black CEOs of it. Like, cause black people really don't see themselves as a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, but it's possible. Like, it's possible to be a billionaire. You ain't gotta do a rap and doing it rap like shit. You could be in the technology shit. Like, you could do a bunch of shit to make you some money. Like, and you ain't gotta be seen. Like me, I don't want to be seen. Like, I don't give a damn about being seen. I'm on live now because I'm trying to get my shit monetized. I'm trying to get paid off this shit. But as far as being trying to be famous, trying to be seen worldwide, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Most people, most rappers, I heard this today, like they don't want the money. They don't give a fuck about the money. They want to be famous. And being famous, it could pay you. But if you famous and you broke, like that's something wrong. You got a mental issue right there if you satisfied with that. Like, but if you famous and you broke and you trying to get money, like it's a difference. But most people really just want fame. And it was at a point in time where I wanted fame and I wanted money. But when I got the fame, I'm like, I wasn't ready for that shit. Like I don't want that shit. Like, I'm cool with it being in the background. I'm cool with having money and nobody knowing where I live. Like that. I, that's the type of person I am. Like I don't give a fuck about no type of fame. I want to live my life how I want, completely free of motherfuckers' opinions. I mean, but people always gonna have their opinion. It don't matter if you famous or not. If you got a Facebook, you got an Instagram, people know who you are. We are all famous on the internet. Like shit, if you got over 1,000 friends and like you are famous basically, shit, somebody know who you are. So shit, everybody's always talking about you or thinking about you or something. So we all famous. So some people just want it for the wrong reasons. So I'm not one of them people. So I want some money. I want some millions. I ain't just talking about no hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like no, I want some millions. Shit, I got a lifestyle that I visualize for myself, that I see for myself, and I'm not stopping until I get it. And I ain't gonna even stop after I get that shit. I'm just write down some more goals, and I'm gonna visualize some more stuff that I don't have, and I want to go get, and I'm gonna keep moving forward. Cause at the end of the day, shit, you can't stop unless you out this mug, unless you dead or in jail. There's no stopping and living. So you can either keep evolving or you can keep staying stuck. And shit, I'm trying to motivate people shit to go get some more, like go get some money. Like shit, whatever you good at, whatever you talented at, focus on that and shit. Start investing your money and start studying more, learning more, like reading more books. Read more books like written about Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. I know people hate them because they got an agenda. But nah, you need to see what they do and how they got that money. Like I don't give a fuck about no white shit, black shit, Chinese. I ain't racist at all, but cause I understand shit. Most of the shit that the information I came across, white people was holding on to the knowledge. Like they the one who had the knowledge. They the ones who got the information about Egypt, the pyramids, the pharaohs. They stole it. So you got to go through them to get the shit, obviously. So and I've been white in my past life before. Like I had past lives where I was a white man. So how could I be racist when I've experienced that? Like I really remember that shit. Like so, I couldn't be racist. I can't. I got a white family. I'm 10% white. We got like different fucking nationalities, but it's 10% of that shit. So how could I hate myself? So but when I became conscious and I got into I ain't never joined no type of conscious community, but I seen people and they was racist and they had this type of mindset that like, I mean, I understand why they had that because when you be feeling like you being oppressed your whole life and you feeling like white people have been thinking they better your whole life, then you, of course you gonna feel some type of way. But me, I was never really treated wrong by white people growing up. Like I always felt a connection. So my favorite teacher was a white teacher. Like she was white. And I only had like the majority of my teachers in Gary was black, but my favorite teacher of all was a white lady. And she the one who taught me about Egypt. She the one who taught me about King Tut. Most of my other teachers taught us about slavery and shit and Martin Luther King, but this one white teacher took us to the pyramids. I mean, not the pyramids, but to the museums where we seen the pyramids. So I'm like, man, that lady was an angel for me because that's what I connected to. Like once I left the church and I started like seeking my own information and my own knowledge, like I started going back. And I'm like, man, most people start their history at slavery. They say, oh, this is where our history starts. That's what school teach you. But like I said, since I was taught earlier that black people were the pharaohs and Egypt is part of Africa, like before they turned it to Arabia, well, it's full of Arabic now, but I understand it was black people first. So, I mean, shit, I just learned a lot of shit. I learned the information, I utilize it, and I don't stay stuck. Like for real, I can't stay stuck in no type of position that ain't. I mean, I could be comfortable now. That's the crazy part about it. I could be comfortable now, but the fuck, I had a white teacher teach me about my culture. Some white people be having the purest intentions to try to help people because they understand. They got the knowledge. They know what's really going on. So they be trying to help certain individuals who they know like is gonna go somewhere who got the right type of mindset. So my white teacher, her name was Miss Buchanan. She was white, skinny, had glasses, and I loved that lady. For real, like that lady. I loved her ass. I wonder where she at now. But that was in 1998, 1997. So shit, ain't no telling where she at. But still, she may have had that big ass impact on the nigga where I still remember the shit. Crazy shit. I had dreams from past lives and shit. Yep, yep. You 100% right. You 100% right. Them dreams, and you repeat all of that bullshit. If you don't learn your lesson, you gonna repeat that shit. Me, I repeated every fucking thing from my last life until I was like 28, 29. When I learned who I was, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm not about to keep repeating these cycles because the last one led me to an early demise. Like I died at 27. Like so, I learned who I was in my past life at 29, and so if I had learned that shit before I was 27, I would have thought I was gonna die like at the same time because I was doing the same shit. So, bro, you will repeat the same shit until you get this shit right. I'm telling you, I was a womanizer, and I was doing that shit in this lifetime till that shit caught up with me. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I ain't about to. Oh, it's only a test because that's what this shit you repeat is only a test for you. And once you pass that shit, you can go on to the next level. That's what I feel like Earth is a school, and most motherfuckers is still in kindergarten. Like shit. But man, I had to learn a lot of lessons, and it, it had to deal with past life shit, like being a woman, me not having my mom or my dad in my life. They wasn't here in my life this time or my last time. Shit, a bunch of shit, the same shit that I went through. Like me not being in my oldest son's life, my first son's life, as I wasn't there in his life, but once I got older, more mature, I was able to take care of my son. But in my last life, I wasn't able to be in his lifetime. I wasn't able to be in his life because I played blues and his family was Christian. So this is in the 1920s and the 1930s. Blues music back then, that was the devil music. So motherfuckers didn't like me who was in church. And what's crazy is I grew up in this lifetime, I grew up in the church, hating church, but I was in there because my grandma raised me, my Gigi raised me. So like I always felt a disconnect with the church. You being born on this earth and your parents is telling you, hey, this is what's right. This is what you're supposed to believe in. You don't got no choice but to believe in what that is until you get older and you like, oh, I'm able to discern what's right and what's wrong. So I had to grow up as a Christian, and then when I woke up, I'm like, oh, the only reason I had to grow up as a Christian is because I hated I hated Christians in my past life. Like so, you're gonna always experience what you hated the most, or whatever karma you experience, whatever karma you owe from a past life, you're gonna get that karma in this life. Like me, like I said, I was a womanizer. So when I was 3 years old, an older woman, she was like, she wasn't an old woman. She was like 6 years older than me, probably. Like, but she molested me. So she took control of me. Like how I didn't say I would rape women, but I was like a womanizer. I would use women for to live with them back then. So but sometimes we get to fix that. And yeah, of course, we always get a chance to fix it. We always get a chance to fix it. So, like, that's what's the best part about Earth. Even though it sucks because you gotta keep reincarnating until you get that shit right. At least it ain't no fucking like lake of fire like they told me in church. Like at least it ain't nothing that's like I gotta worry about burning for the eternity. Nah, hell is motherfucker. You keep reincarnating and doing these fucking lessons till your ass learn, and then you can move on to somewhere else. So, like I said, this is my last time being on this planet, so I ain't even tripping. Like that's why I'm trying to live my life out. I don't care about no fame because that's what I cared about last time. I cared about being the center of attention. I cared about like being famous. I got that shit. Got killed for it because I was messing with people's women. Like I didn't give a fuck. I was a fucking deadbeat dad. All of that bullshit. So I'm like, I was all of that in this lifetime till I fucking woke up. And I'm like, shit. I would never go back to sleep again. Like I would never like go back to how I used to be, how I was. Like man, I used to be, and I wasn't even all a bad person. That's the crazy part about it. Like, depending on where a person come in at the lie, they're like, "Well, this nigga ain't shit." But now I'm just telling you how I used to be, and like how mischievous I was, and how manipulative I was. But I was very intelligent with it. Like, I was always the smart kid in school. I was always the quiet one. Everybody knew me for being quiet, not never saying nothing. But as I got older, I used that to manipulate and get what I wanted, especially out of females. So I read someone say I've been living in here and that inability to love. Well, that could be somebody's hell. Like whatever a person is truly going through, like their obstacles in life, like that's their hell. Like me dealing with fucked up women cheating on me, like that was a repeated cycle of me cheating on women. Like that was a cycle. Cause they say in the Bible it say, well, hell is you gonna just repeat your sins. Like that's earth. Like you gonna repeat your sins until you get it right. Like, and when like I said, once I realized it was a test what I was going through, I'm like, oh shit, all I gotta do is do what I haven't did before. Like I ain't gotta, all I gotta do is not keep making the same fucking mistake. Cause that's all it was. Like, man, the last times I was probably like texting women and like DMing chicks and like trying to cheat. Like I knew I was going through a test spiritually, like a lust test, a temptation test. But at first, I would kept failing the test. But then the final time is when I knew like it was some spiritual shit going on. And I'm like, okay, I gotta get this shit right because I had this around the time I created Positive Minds Only. So I'm like, I can't be saying Positive Minds Only when I'm doing shit behind the scenes. Like, yeah, I got a good, squeaky clean image. I look like a nice person, but I knew the type of person I was behind the scenes. And I'm like, yeah, if I get famous, that shit'll just get blown up. So I'm like, fuck that shit. I gotta get myself together, get myself right. Like, shit. 4 years later, 3 years later, shit, now I'm more a respectful person, and it's because I started working on myself. Any type of flaw I felt I had, any type of manipulative things that I would do in the past, if I felt like that was wrong for me to do that, like I stopped doing it. I check myself when I would catch myself doing shit like I felt like I shouldn't be doing so. I'm more of a Christian now. Like I'm more like Jesus now than I was when I was in church because I was definitely sinning. Like, bro, I was the biggest sinner. Is every time I would go to church, the pastor would be talking like his sermons would be based on me. In the church, would only be like fucking 10 people in it, so everybody knew who the fuck he was talking about. So I'm like, man, I need to get out of this shit because this shit is not working. Like, I love God, I love Jesus, but like I'm trying my best, and that shit is stressful. I was stressed out, like until I'm like, man, this I ain't. I had to go. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I had to go, but now I'm more understanding of all of that. So I ain't no person that's saying forget Christianity or forget the Bible, but I used to say that when I first woke up. I'm like, man, fuck all that shit. But I'm like, that shit helped me at a point in time. I was in the Marines and boot camp, got sick with pneumonia, and I was sick for 2 months. I almost died. But I would read my Bible every day, like, and I would just open at a random page and I read, and it'll always have a message for me. So once I woke up, I had forgot that I had went through that. So when I was saying fuck the Bible, I'm like, I gotta remember, like, shit, that shit really did help me. Like, it really is some type of truth in it. Like, if it had, I would really have believe. Like, but once again, it's all about your beliefs. It's all about your mindset. So I'll be rambling, but it's good because shit. At least it's somebody here like you've been consistently watching. But most of the time it'd be like zero people for like a few minutes, and then one person to come in, two, three, then they leave again. And then I don't know how it be. I never really know unless they commented. So shout out to you for if you for commenting, liking. Uh, Thank you for tuning in because, like I said, I'm trying to get monetized. I'm trying to make YouTube like a profitable thing because I don't want to be one of the people that's just on social media and I'm not getting paid for it. Like, we spend a lot of time on social media and we get nothing out of it. It's just wasting time. So I'm like, fuck Instagram, forget Facebook. I'm gonna just focus on YouTube, posting on YouTube. So it's been working out for me. Like, I got an extra 1,000 subscribers in the past 30 days and an extra 200,000 views. So I'm like, shit, this shit really is working. Like, cause at first, like that wasn't the case. Like, I was stuck at like 60,000 views for like 2 years. So not probably not like 2 years, but I was stuck at it like a year and some change. Like, and I was stuck at probably like 1,400 subscribers for like 3 years. So December came and I started posting them shorts every day. Shit just started popping and started going up. So I'm like, oh shit, this the secret. Like, this the algorithm rhythm people be talking about. So I just started posting my favorite videos. And that shit just started give. And what it was like, I was strategic in the video, the shorts I would post. Like, so I'm like, okay, Nipsey Hussle is my favorite rapper. I can't post his music because that's gonna get copyrighted, but I can post the clips of his interviews. And I'm like, yeah, first of all, those clips help me. If they inspired me, then it's only right if I can try to like inspire somebody else with those same clips. So not like I'm stealing anything because these interviews are everywhere. People posted these same interviews thousands of other times. So I'm like, shit, I'm just another person that's reaching inspiring clips. So shit, that started giving me views. I'm like, bro, I ain't about to stop this shit. I've been posting sometimes 5 videos a day, sometimes seven, three, two. I'm just make sure I post every single day. So now I'm trying to be on 5 every day, so I can get monetized more quickly. So it's work, but it's easy work. It ain't like I'm doing something extra. It's like it ain't like I'm forcing myself to do something. Well, technically, I'm forcing myself to talk on the camera, but it's becoming more easily for me to do that. So, but and like I said, I have a goal, so I'm working towards my goal, and I've already like visualized the success, or I already visualized the money hitting my bank account from me doing YouTube. So I ain't got no time limit on it, but I do know it's gonna happen, and I do know it's gonna come, and I do know I'm gonna just keep going forward. Definitely gotta focus on oneself, like shit, because it was for the longest time I was focused on everybody else. I was focused on everybody else being successful, being happy, but I was putting myself last. And then once I realized that was the biggest mistake that I was doing, was like putting myself last. I said, fuck everybody else. I cut everybody off except for my wife, my kids. Like shit. Then I cut friends off, grandma off, brothers off, sister off, cousin off, auntie off. Like shit. If I felt like he was negative in my life, you had to go. So most of them people still not around. And I'm okay with that shit. I got my own family. I got 7 kids, so I don't need nobody else. I really don't need nobody else around me. Shit, when you got a football team, you got a basketball team. Shit, I take my kids everywhere. Shit, they probably a little broke, but that's cool. That's why I'm getting to the millions, cause I got a big family to take care, of, and I'm not about to let no other nigga take care of my kids. So shit, what the fuck? I'm gonna take care of my responsibility. Plus, I ain't had no dad. I ain't had nobody that was there for me. So I'm like, if I wish I had somebody like me giving me game at 2 years old, 3 years old, 6 years old, 12 years old. I ain't had that shit. So I'm gonna make sure I do my part so that by the time my kids do go out in the real world, they straight. They already prepared. Cause I wasn't prepared. I thought when I was 18 I was grown, but I was making the worst mistakes from 18 to 25. I was making like the dumbest mistakes, and not even to 25. Like shit, to 28, I was still making mistakes. So shit, but you never gonna not make mistakes. That's the thing about it. Like even when you get to a certain level spiritually, you still gonna make mistakes, because if you growing and you evolving, you gonna always experience something new. So you gonna always get something wrong you don't know, like unless you get it right the first time. But still, the universe is sending you to test at the same time to see if you make the same choice. So man, life is crazy. Life is fun. Life is a video game. It's a movie, whatever you want to call that shit. But I'm definitely gonna get everything I want out of this bitch. Like I'm gonna get everything I want out of life. Cause who gonna stop me? Like once again, like who's gonna stop you from getting whatever you want out of life? My hater? No, cause they ain't got no type of power over what I got going on. My mom? No, I don't fucking listen to my mama. I mean, not to say it like that, but like, if my mama ain't got nothing going on good for her life, I'm not gonna take her advice. If the people around me, if they ain't got shit going on in their life, I'm not gonna tell them my ideas, my goals, none of that shit. I'm gonna keep that shit to myself. I'm gonna just continue to do me, focus on oneself. Like some shit. Everybody else need to do that. If we all just focused on our fucking self, shit, life would be way more peaceful, shit. But nah, most people want to focus on drama, focus on bullshit, TV, not want nothing for themselves, and they want to talk about somebody else, like trying to be successful. But it ain't. I ain't gonna judge nobody. Cause at a point in time, I did that shit. Like I ain't never really been a TV person. I always been a movie person. But it was a point in time where I was just working And like shit, I ain't want nothing for myself. Shit, I always knew I could have it, but I just always thought the shit was gonna come to me. Like, just I always thought like I was that privileged that like the universe was just gonna make $1 million fall into my lap. Like, I always it was felt like that. That's why my success has been long and slow because I was too privileged as a child. Like I was a kid, like out of my five, like me and my four other siblings, we would always have to clean up. I was the one who got the easiest task. Like my Gigi would always say, Kenneth, your hands too soft. I don't want you to do my dishes. You gonna drop them and break them. So I'm like, shit. Oh, that's cool with me. Like shit. But my siblings, they hand like I don't even understand. We was all kids first, so for everybody to say my hands was soft and like the way they was, and my sister's hand like they was girls, so their hands should have been soft too. But I don't know. My Gigi always would point that out and I was okay with that. So a lot of times I ain't have to do a lot of the work my other siblings did, and if I did was cleaning, it was something like I used to have to clean the bathroom in the hallway, our hallway. So that wasn't a lot compared to what my siblings had to do. So I was pretty much like my whole childhood, like everything was handed to me, everything was given to me. Even in school, I was always the teacher's pet. Like so, I was always like privileged. Like I always got through life skate free. So when I turned 18, that's when I started making the decisions because I mean I started making bad decisions because I ain't had nobody that was just like helping me or giving me nothing. So I'm like I ain't understand that I was making those bad decisions at the time, but when I look back on it, I'm like, oh yeah, I deserve to go through that shit. I needed to to I needed to be poor at the time. Like, cause I grew up like most people say, like I wasn't born with no silver spoon in my mouth, but me, like shit, I kind of was. Like shit, we always had a hot meal. Like shit, we always went on trips every year. We always ate at restaurants. Always stayed at the nice hotels every summer. So I'm like, shit, my friends didn't get to experience that shit, but I did. And our house was like clean, immaculate. My Gigi owned her house. She owned her vehicle. So I was around ownership. Like I was around like royalty, but we was just in Gary, Indiana. So shit. I was very privileged growing up and I took that shit way for granted. So when I got older, I started thinking like shit's supposed to be handed to me. So once I learned the law of attraction, my mind was like, I ain't gotta do no hard work. That's why I'm like, I ain't about to work no 9 to 5 because like I'm royalty. Like I don't need to. I'm supposed to do none of that shit. So shit was coming. Like I was manifesting shit, but then I had to hit the brick wall. And then I had to look at life and refocus. I'm like, shit just ain't gonna be handed to me all my life like that. And if it do, it's gonna take forever. It's gonna be years. So I really need to get off my ass and like try to make some shit happen because like I see it happening for my brothers. Like shit, one got 8 million subscribers and the other got a million. So I'm like, shit, if they did it, I know I can do it. So all I gotta do is put the work in. But that was the issue. I wasn't putting the work in. And if I would do it in a video, it'd be one every 6 months or a year. Like shit, I wasn't never consistent with the shit. That was super consistent. Like when both of my brothers first started off, they was posting at least 5 videos a day. Like so, I never like I never did that shit till now. And then I guess it was because of the shorts. Like just posting a 30-second to a minute video, like that's super easy. Like you got 24 hours in a day. Like so it's way easier for me rather than picking up a camera, recording myself, and then like trying to edit that and then put it on YouTube. Like I wasn't trying to do all that shit, but I should have. Like, but now I'm like, well, this is way easier, and now I'm getting my subscribers. It may taken me a long time, but hey, at least I didn't give up. At least I ain't quit. So that's what that should be about. Like, don't quit. The fuck you can do whatever you want. You can get whatever you want. Just keep a positive mindset. Like, don't let nothing negative phase you. Because all negative shit is really a blessing in disguise. I swear. Anything negative you go through, there's always some type of fucking blessing. like, or some type of lesson. Like one of my Instagram got hacked. I did not get mad about that shit. I promise. Like I had 27,000 followers, but I wasn't mad because I'm like, shit. Those followers came from my older brother. Like when he was shouting me out and stuff when I was on his videos. So I didn't gain those followers on my own. That ain't my fan base. That's his fan base. So soon as that got took away, the YouTube started growing quickly. Like at the speed I was losing followers, I was gaining way more. That's my bad right there. Slow and steady wins the race. Look, damn. I have days where I got a extra 100 subscribers, but for years I was like losing 10 a day. Like oh I was like it was crazy. I wasn't getting no type. My YouTube channel had no type of life. My Instagram had no type of life because it felt like I was shadow banned. I would post stuff and people would say like, "I don't even see you on Instagram. I can't find you on Instagram," and they would have to type my name in for them to see me. And I even had a business Instagram where my two accounts were connected, and I still would post on my personal account, but it wouldn't pop up on my timeline for my business account. So I'm like I guess I was shadow banned or whatever you want to call it, but I wasn't being seen. So when I got hacked, I'm like, cool. I ain't gotta put too much energy in Instagram no more. I hate when people try to call you up and just try to steal your energy. That happened to me all the time. Like people always try to call me, like just to like get my energy. But that's not like at this point, like it's super normal. But I don't really talk to that many people though. Like people don't even got my number like that. Like they be trying to call on Facebook Messenger and stuff, but at the same time, once again, like I ain't gonna let them stop me. Shit, I'm gonna let people I'm gonna let people get to know me. I'm gonna let people talk to me because, like I said, I know I'm headed. I know I'm going. And for that person, whoever it is, one day they're gonna be like, I got to talk to that dude. Like he's a real person. Like so, whatever their intentions is, it may only last it may not even work, but they gonna get some. You gonna get something out of it. Like when you meet me, you talk to me, you gonna get something out of it, even if your intentions ain't pure. Because I'm just that type of individual. Like my light definitely shine. Like I'm definitely one of them type of people that'll change your life if we sit down and have a talk, or we get on the phone. Like you can ask a bunch of people on Facebook that for listen to my podcast and tell you like shit he really the truth. Like, and this is not even to brag or big myself. Actually, yes, I am. Let me pat myself on the back because I really do be doing my job. Honestly, I ain't even gonna like front and act like I don't be doing my shit. Like be on my shit. I really be on my shit because it was at a point in time I wasn't. I wasn't doing the shit that I was supposed to be doing. So for me to be doing it now, for me to be consistent on YouTube now, posting, being on live now, like bro, I have to pat myself on the back because ain't nobody else gonna do it. Like ain't nobody, everybody else. Not everybody, but you see more hate comments than you see positive comments. Like so, you just gotta transmute that hate energy or whatever type of energy to fuel what you got going on. And for me, like shit, I'ma transmute it into some money because that's only energy as well too. Like shit, all this shit is just energy. You can attract anything, good, bad, whatever you want. You can attract any and everything. It may not, like I said, it may not come when you want it, but it come when you on time. Like my baby say, slow and steady wins the race. But we got it. We used to hit it in the military, but they'll be making us wait all day to like do some shit. And most of the time they'd be having us wait for hours, and we would have to just go back to our barracks, like shit. But they always talking about slow and steady wins a race. But mm, I did an hour and 30 minutes on live earlier, so I'm like, so if I can do an hour and 30 minutes today, that'd be 3 hours total worth of live time that I did in one day. So that's a record for me of being on live in a day. So proud of myself for that. I've been accomplishing my goals. Can't lie. It feels good to eat the small goals too. At first, like I would set humongous goals, like huge goals that definitely take years to get. So I wouldn't be able to celebrate nothing small. But when I started setting small goals, like it's way easier and fun when you're on your journey. Cause this shit is like I said, this shit is forever. Till the day you die, you gotta live. Like you gotta do something. Like so, me, I'ma choose it to chase my dreams. I'ma choose it to live my life. I'ma choose it to like do what I want to do. Cause this is like I said, this earth. Like I'm not negative. I'm not doing nothing wrong. I'm not robbing nobody. I'm not sticking nobody up. I'm not conniving nobody. I'm not hustling nobody. Like I'm not doing none of that. I'm just being positive. And like shit, if I'm a listen, do what the Christians say, do like and read the Bible. Like the Bible tells you, ask and you shall receive. So I'm gonna ask and I know I'm gonna receive. But I'm gonna also work towards getting what I want. Right? And once again, I'm not gonna let nobody tell me, "Hey, you shouldn't try to get that," or "You shouldn't. That's too much for you." Or you know how people is when you tell them your goals, they'll laugh at you, not in front of your face, but behind your back, or when they talk to somebody else. Like that's why I say I try to keep my shit to myself, but at the same time, I know who I am, and if I tell you my goal, I'm going to accomplish that shit whether you agree with it or not. And even if you do laugh at me, like you the one who gonna be feeling dumb when I accomplish the goal. So it ain't, I really don't care at the end of the day. Like, but at the same time, we all been like that at a certain time in life. Whether we was kids and somebody said they wanted to do something that was outrageous and we laughing at them, but that's just kids. Most people never grow out of that shit. They want to continue to judge you and like act like they shit don't stink and they ain't got nothing. Like motherfuckers really don't have nothing at all. Put the clothes on their back and the shoes on their feet and some bills like shit. But be judging you because you doing your shit. You getting what you want out of life. And you ain't letting nothing phase you. That's why like I ain't really got no friends. Like I ain't friends from high school. Like I don't talk to nobody really. Cause like I like to evolve. I like to grow. I don't want to keep talking about how we used to kick it in high school or what used to go on in high school. Like Laquita, you know, like I wasn't talking to nobody, so can't nobody even hang around me. Like, hey, we was all buddy buddy. I was never like that. Like I was literally a loner. Even with my circle of friends, I was the quiet one. So, man, one isn't two of them present, and one like I ain't got no friends. I'm my own best friend. That's why I talk to myself a lot. That's why I'm able to get on this live even when I don't have communication back and forth like a dialogue. I'm for real able to talk to myself for an hour or two because I've been doing this shit my whole life. Like I literally been in my head my whole life. Like just having conversations when people like, "Damn, what he thinking?" You know, now I'm just being open about what I think about, like what I say, cause shit, I ain't gotta worry about nobody judging me, cause. But even then, I wasn't thinking about nobody judging me as a kid, but I just had my own reasons. It worked for me. Like the teachers loved that I was quiet when you had a bunch of black kids who was from the hood in projects and they acting crazy. So me, I'm like, man, if I just be quiet, the teachers will always like me, and it works. So I'm like, I thought that was gonna work after I became an adult, and then I had to learn, Kendall, you got to speak up for yourself, because if you don't, you're not in school no more. You're not in elementary no more. That shit is not gonna work. Like you're not gonna get nothing. So I'm like, I had to open my mouth. So shit, now that you see me opening my mouth, um, and now it pays. It pays for me to like when I talk. I get paid a lot of times. So maybe not every time, but a lot of times. So and shit working out for me, shit. And like I said, I don't have to wake up, go to a job that I hate every fucking day. I did that shit already. I don't gotta do that now. So this shit way more fun. I can wake up. And what's crazy is you would think I'll be the type to sleep in, but I be up early every day. Now I guess it's because I was on a, I'm from the Midwest, so I'm on a different. But I've been in Vegas for almost 4 years, so you would think I'd have got accustomed to this time. But I'm up there early every single day, like before the sun. So it's just natural. But when I was working, I hated getting up early, and I was a guess because of me working the night shift. But at the same time, I still hated the shit. Even when I had to get up for work at nighttime, I hated getting up. So it ain't no issue for me to get up now. Shit, now I eat more healthier. Like I'm more like in a comfort space. I'm in the relationship I want to be. I'm with the person I want to be with. My kid, I got majority of my kids. Like so, shit, life is going pretty well for me. And it's obviously because I'm doing something right. I ain't continuing to be like I used to be because everything will always go wrong. Like shit, I will predict shit going wrong all the fucking time. It's easy when you're doing what you love. Exactly, it's way easier because this shit'll never be work when you love what you're doing. Mm, keep up the good work, bro. Thank you for sure. Like shit, this ain't even good work though, cause I bet you shit. As my shit start to go, I'ma be talking way more stuff, talking about a lot, way more stuff. Cause it's gonna, if you look at anybody else live who got numbers who've been like established, like they be having at least 100 people in the comments just talking, talking, talking. So they always got somebody to talk to. Me, I don't need that. Like so, just imagine when I do got that. But I see that as a distraction as well, though. Like, so I don't know how I'm gonna. It'll probably be worse if I had way more people in here. Then I wouldn't be able to talk about something for so long without trying to read the comment. So I mean, but I ain't about to be thinking about no obstacles that's in the future. When especially half the shit you think is gonna happen never happen. Uh, unless you manifest some shit, then that like but shit you be overthinking. What a shit that you be thinking negative about, like that shit probably never happen the way you think it's gonna happen. But eventually, you'll get what you want, what you ask for. Like I said, most people don't ask for nothing. They don't think about nothing. They don't want nothing. And they'd rather talk about somebody who got something. Who did? They'd rather laugh at you if you fall, you fail, you go broke, like whatever. You disappear. People be quick to talk about you when they never did shit in their life. Like, what the fuck gives you the right to say anything when your ass live with your mama? You live with your dad. Like, what the? Like, you have nothing of your own. Like, it's basically like you can't really when you're on your path, you can't listen to a motherfucker who ain't on their shit because they just a robot. Like, they literally don't know why they on this planet. They don't know their purpose. They living a life they hate, like conforming to life, like, and they fucking miserable. So I'm not gonna let nobody like that get me off my shit. Like, I'm not gonna let nobody trick me on my spot. Like, cause I got way too much shit going. It's at the point like if somebody like come up on me, like I tend to not get scared, but I feel some type of way because I'm like I know I could take shit to another level, but I got so much to lose. So I'm like, man, like please, like I be asking the universe, like please don't send nobody my way because like I'm quick to like go off the handle. But at the same time, like I be in my head like, Kenner, you know you can't do that. But the devil on my church will be like, hey, you gotta handle your business sometime. Like shit, people be thinking shit sweet sometimes. But once again, you gotta stay focused. Like, what am I in this shit for? What am I trying to accomplish in this on this planet? I ain't trying to be in nobody prison. I ain't trying to be working for free for nobody. So shit, I can't get tricked off my spot. But most people, once again, they either do it for fame. Yeah, a dude, he'll do it for the girls. Women, I don't know what women like. Never mind. For me, I'm gonna do it for some money. I'm gonna get some millions and some billions, and I ain't gonna stop for real. And then everybody who's talking behind back about me, they gonna be like, "Dang, can I have some?" No, Get your bitch ass on, like for real. Like I see myself as an old ass man, rude as fuck. Like Quincy Jones and shit. Like me and him got the same birthday, as you can see. Like if you watch Quincy Jones, that motherfucker be ranting. He be telling some stories and talking some shit. Real shit. Family and I'm inspired by your vision. Thank you, for real. But shit, my vision. Yo, what's up, blessing to you? What's up? What's up? See, I got new subscribers. Make sure y'all like, and if y'all not subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Do you know about NFT? Yep, I got one NFT so far. I got this Nipsey Hustle NFT, this Crenshaw NFT. But I'm trying to learn more about NFTs. It's a lot. Like I'm not no source that you can get like NFT knowledge from, but I just know about it because I'm always trying to learn something new. So Gary V, if you want to learn about NFTs, like check out Gary V. Like that's like who I'm gonna go to. But I definitely got an NFT. I'm definitely like invested in some crypto. Like where can you buy NFTs? Like it all depends on what you're looking for. It's different websites. Like so where I went and got my NFT, like it was a website like that ain't promoted like regularly. So only reason I was able to get it because the marathon Instagram was promoting the NFT going for sale. So I was able to just click the link. So but most people where they get their NFTs, I have no clue. Literally, I don't know. And most of the time, you don't even want the NFT they got because that shit costs 50,000, 40,000. Like me, I want to be able to buy NFTs and either flip those or like hold on and let the value go up. Um, what's your mission, family? Like what keep you moving and going every day, long term? My kids, like. But my overall mission is like to live out my true purpose, like to keep evolving, keep growing, like always learn something new every day. Like I ain't really got no type of agenda on like changing the world, like cause that ain't my job. Like I ain't trying to be the next Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, none of that. I just want to live my life and like live it how I want to live it, be how I want to do, make as much money as I want to make, and like live in peace. Like even though I know you ain't gonna never truly have peace, cause you always either gonna get sick, always gonna be somebody else on the outside. It's always gonna be something. So that's why they say more money, more problems. But that ain't truly the case, cause you could be broke as fuck and you got problems. Like you just can't afford them problems. I have so much to T. I don't know what the T part mean, but alright. But I definitely do want to like get more into NFTs because I want to be able to create one. Like the metaverse, that shit is truly gonna take over. If you seen the movie Ready Player One, like that shit is gonna be exactly like that. So I ain't trying to be one of the people who get left behind because I don't know nothing about it or I don't want to learn. I don't want to take the time to learn. Like I truly got so much time in my day. Like I have to like dedicate to learning something. Like cause like I said, I don't work for nobody. I literally this is my job and this ain't even no job. Like so for real, like and then I'm a father, so I got 6 kids in my house. I gotta take care of my kids. That's like I said, my number one priority is like them. But when they go to school or when they at home, I tell them to be quiet. Then shit, it's my job right here. Or like people always need help. Like people always need my help. So consultation, like readings, I be doing all that. But I don't really truly promote it because I'm an introvert. I really don't like dealing with people like that. I'm an introvert extrovert because I can go to a party and like, but I really don't like being at a party. Like, I gotta be truly invited by somebody I fuck with for me to go out. Cause I can mo a lot of people every time they come to Vegas. If I grew up with them or came from Gary, they be like, "Hey, we gotta hang out." As soon as they get to Vegas, I never chill with them. Like, cause like first of all, I truly don't know your intentions. Second, like I ain't seen nobody, and I don't know how long. And once again, like I said, I grew up. I was a quiet person. wasn't nobody truly my friend. Like, couldn't nobody truly say they knew who I was, cause I was never like the type that was putting my business, none of that stuff like out there. Show family respect. Metaverse is the what new age, no capping. If you got a brand or a business, you can promote your business through your NFTs and not only get paid, but you exactly. So, you know a lot about NFTs. So, but that's like the wave I'm like headed towards, cause it's gonna be metaverse is gonna make people trillionaires. What is gonna make companies trillionaires? Like I don't know about individuals, but best believe it's a lot of money to be made. And if you're creative, like you need to be able to be willing to learn some shit that's gonna teach you to make money in this next age. Cause right now, this metaverse, this blockchain, this crypto, this NFT is like the 1990s when the internet was first started going off. A lot of people laughed at that shit. Now look at the internet shit. So and look at how the stock would they had the dot com era on the stock market. A lot of people made a lot of money, and then again, a lot of people lost a lot of money too because that shit popped. So, but you just got to be willing to learn, like, and to make some money. Like, don't be scared to like hustle and get some shit. Like, and don't worry about what the fuck somebody else think. Cause shit, most of the time, your closest people want you to fail. They be hoping you fail, just to be say, "I told you that was stupid. You shouldn't have did that." But me, I'm gonna get back up and I'm gonna can go back at that shit. What the fuck I look like stopping because you said it? Like the like shit. I got some shit to do. I got some shit to accomplish. Like I'm not gonna let nobody stop me. Nobody. Cause I ain't first of all I ain't in no street, so I ain't gotta worry about no enemies, no gang banging enemies. I ain't gotta worry about no hold on. What was the hardest thing you've been through in life because you're official now, but what did it take for you to get where you at? Like the motivation speaks out of you. I respect you. I just want to see. Oh, so what it took for me to get when I woke up, like but you saying what was the hardest part? The hardest part, shit, when I was in fucking a marriage I didn't want to be in. Like this is when I was first married to my ex-wife. Like I stayed with her way longer than what I was supposed to, and like getting out of that whole situation, like I was dealing with a cult like church, who was like her family. Like I was in a whole state that I ain't had no type of family in. Like I ain't had nobody who I was connected to. And like shit, I was never speaking up for myself. I never said what was on my mind. So like when I was there for like enduring all of that, I say like 4 years I was going through bullshit. So like I went through I was just basically digging a hole for myself because once again I knew I wasn't supposed to be with her, but we had 3 kids at the time. So I'm thinking about damn, I ain't had no dad, no mom. I don't want to just leave and not be in my kid's life. But it came to 2015 when my Gigi died. My great granny who raised me passed away, and I'm like, shit, I had to go back home, and now I had got to a boiling point. And this is what's crazy part about it. I was telling a story earlier about like me cheating and shit. Like this is when I had 2014. I had finally cheated on my wife. Y'all probably saying this some fucked up shit that I had finally cheated on her. You like finally? What the fuck do you mean finally? But nah, like she had cheated on me when I was in Afghanistan twice. So I was this. She had cheated on me in 2012. I didn't divorce her. I wanted to leave her, but the bishop did. If her, like you did cheat on me, I was trying to cheat on her any chance I fucking got when I got home, and it never worked. So in 2014, when I finally cheated on her, I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm out this month, like, cause I was already in my head like, this is not my partner. I know I'm not supposed to be with her. I just can't leave. Like it was something that was keeping me stuck. So like I said, when I got past that stage, 2015, I left North Carolina. I went back home, started living with my granny. Like, so I had to get back up for my feet. Man, like, so shit. The hardest part was like going through that stage where I knew I wasn't supposed to be in the situation I was in. So shit, that's crazy. God's plan is powerful. It is like shit, real powerful. So and everything happened at its right time. So even though, like I said, I know I wasn't supposed to be there. If I had left early, like would that have been the right time to leave? So shit, everything lined up perfectly for me to get here. But shit, when I started speaking up for myself, when the motivational speaking part came, like that's when me and my brother got into it. But before we had gotten to it, I had talked to this. I think I talked to this psychic, and he had told me something that happened to me in my past when I was a kid, and he was like, "That affected you. That's the reason why you so quiet, why you don't speak up for yourself." And when he said that, I'm like, "Oh shit, you right." And I'm like, "I ain't about to let this shit hold me back no more. Like I'm not about to I'm not about to not speak up for myself anymore." Because I realized when I look back at my past, the few times I did speak up for myself, I was always blessed behind it. So I'm like, shit, if I keep speaking up, I'll keep being blessed. So I started my podcast, and I'm like, I ain't about to stop talking. Then, like, shit, that was in 2018. So shit, like once I realized wasn't living the life I needed to live, I'm like, shit, I gotta be different. Spiritual truth is death of fear and awakening of truth, 100%. But that's just my journey, shit. But that shit helped me. Cause when me and my brother got into it, I'm like, man, I ain't about to try to do no fucking YouTube. I ain't try to be no YouTuber. For one, like, you never supposed to walk in no great man's shoes. Like, you never want to stay in nobody's shadow. So I'm like, I need to create something for myself. And podcasting was the best thing because I didn't have to be on camera. Like I said, I never used to want to be on camera. Still to the day, I don't really care about being on camera, but I gotta do it. So when I started the podcast, Positive Minds Only, like it came natural. That shit started flowing like now. Like I didn't need nobody to talk to. I wasn't having guests on there. I didn't do it with nobody, so I did it by myself. So I was just doing episodes like hour episodes where just that shit was flowing. I wasn't writing nothing down. I wasn't pre-planning what I was gonna talk about. I just pressed record and it would just flow. So I'm like, man, this is a gift. And then I just shit. I had my first guest on there. Like it was an NBA player. That's what I was telling people too. I'm like, you can really get to know what's Kenneth and think when you listen. I swear, like shit, and people be want to know what I think. I don't know why people be interested in what I be thinking for, but at the same time, that was my intentions when I did my podcast. I'm like, I'm gonna let people know what I'm thinking. Like shit, and I didn't think people was gonna gravitate to it like they did now. Like I'm telling, like people be emailing me almost every day trying to be on my podcast, and I haven't did nothing since September. So I'm like, damn, I obviously did like made some type of impact where people listening to my shit and they really like they really want to be on it. And I'm like I said, I'm kind of an introvert, so I don't really like talking to people. So it's like shit, and I like I said, I didn't set my intention to do a podcast to be having people on my show. Like that shit was supposed to be just me talking. But I'm like now everybody want to be on that shit. So I'm like, nah, I need help with this shit because at first it was easy and then nobody really. I mean, people was listening to it, but a lot of people really wasn't like being open that they was listening to. A lot of people listened to my shit and they was on a hush hush about it. But I'm like, you started telling the difference between a person who listened to my podcast because they started being more open with me. Like they started talking to me more. Like I guess they felt comfortable. Like it was okay. Like okay, he not just like this quiet individual who I can't approach. Like because you don't know what he thinking. Like, but you understand I be thinking some wild ass shit. I just be thinking about the past or the future or like shit. Be like I'm always thinking you have to think. Like if you want to be rich, you gotta think. You gotta think and grow rich for real. Like you gotta know what you want. You gotta know the amount you want. You gotta work towards like figure out a plan and work towards those shit. Don't let nobody stop. Don't let nobody stop you from like achieving your goal. Cause if you ain't in the hospital, you ain't in jail, you ain't hurt, you ain't sick, you're not dead. Like that's the only thing that could truly stop a person in yourself. Like other than that, don't give a fuck what nobody can say. Like shit, because shit is all opinions. Low key, I'm trying to be a YouTuber too. I'm working on my subscribers right now. What do you recommend? I'm 23 from Chicago suburbs. I turned vegan this year. I'm trying to really manifest working smarter, less hard. Like I said, I've been posting shorts, YouTube shorts. So I've been posting like Nipsey Hussle's my favorite rapper. So like he did a lot of interviews where I could easily screen record a minute of a conversation and it's a powerful like message and I just post shorts like shit. It's a bunch of like shit. TikTok made it easy for you to just save a video from TikTok and post it as a short on YouTube. So shorts don't monetize you, but like I said, I didn't gain an extra 1,000 subscribers in the past 30 days off posting shorts. And I didn't gain an extra 200,000 views. So I'm like, shit, I should have been on this shit. Like for like when I posted my first Nipsey clip, like that one took off. So I'm like, oh shit, I need to post more of this shit. Like what the fuck, I should have been doing this, but at the same time, everything happens at its right time. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna make sure if somebody asks me, hey, what you do? Like, hey, shit, post shorts 5 times a day, 10 times a day. Like, post shorts that you know somebody else gonna watch. Don't post what you only you think you like. Like, shit. At first, I was posting clips of my podcast, and that wasn't getting no views. So I'm like, okay, Kenneth, don't know everybody don't know who you are. Like, so they're not just gonna click on positive minds only. Most people got to see it 5 times before like they follow it. So I'm like, shit, I'ma just post what always see on when I keep scrolling on Instagram, when I keep scrolling on Facebook. That's what I'ma post. Like shit, and then I'ma stop wasting all my time on Facebook and social media because that shit ain't paying. YouTube is paying. So if I put all my energy into this, like I know, like shit, I'm telling you, I done manifested over 6 figures. So I'm like, shit, I know I can manifest being monetized. I'm just trying to manifest another extra stream of income, like to add to my shit. So I'm like, I know if I really focus on this shit, do it every fucking day, don't let nothing distract me, like, and like the shit gonna work. Like shit, I'm telling you. What's your favorite top 5 Nipsey Hustle songs in order? In order? Oh, you gonna put okay. Number 1, Young Nigga. Number 2, I don't give a fuck. Number 3, Ocean Views. Number 4, damn, Ocean Views might be number 2, and then number 3 might be I don't give a fuck. Number 4, Killer. What's my number 5? What's my number 5? I'm gonna say Shine like Las Vegas. I'm gonna throw that like because that ain't really no like a lot of people don't know about that song, but since I live in Las Vegas, like yeah, I'm gonna go with Shine like Las Vegas. But it's plenty of songs like if you name one song, like it's probably that I could have named that song like for real. Like shit, he gave me the confidence to like shit, like for real. Like he really gave me a bunch of confidence, cause he only clipped like Nipsey Hussle was way spiritual than people understand. Like, does the shorts get you watched? Nah, it really don't. Like that's the only issue. It don't get you the monetization hours. But if you post extra videos, if you get on live like this and people like watching for hours, like that's gonna drive up your monetization hours. And especially if you get new subscribers every day, like some they people gonna tune into your stuff. So like it's a catch 22, but at the same time you like I'm figuring this shit out, but it's giving me subscribers. Like I'm telling you, I got an extra 1,000 and 30 like I truly started posting every day November 30th, so I haven't stopped posting since then, and I gained like more than 1,000 subscribers and got over 200,000 views. So it ain't bringing me no money, but it's building my brand up. Like Positive Mind Only is already a podcast brand, but now as far as YouTube, people are seeing it, the name. Like it ain't really about the money, I know that money eventually gonna come, but right now, like shit, that's my big day. What day did I say? I, I be talking and I don't even remember what I say. I forgot what day did I say? That's crazy. But my internet was like cutting my convo. I was saying I got lots to tell. I want to start a YouTube channel, but at the same time, people are going to hate me when they start hearing the truth. That's why you can't give a fuck about what people say. Oh, that's my auntie birthday, Laquita. And I hate, I don't fuck with her, but I love Quita. I love you. Like no type of nothing on no other stuff. But Quita's really one of the coolest people from Gary. Like literally one of the dopest females, entrepreneur, like all of that. Like so, I always give you your respect for real. I realize, but oh shit, what's your message name? My bad. YouTube, but at the same time, like yeah, you can't really care about what people like hate. Like people really hate the truth, but at the same time, don't kill them. Like don't beat their head with the truth either. Most of the time, you gotta hide the truth in some bullshit. Honestly, really, like me, I was able to figure out like without posting drama, without posting tea, without posting none of that bullshit. I was able to figure out a way to get subscribers and views by posting like positive messages. So it was good that Nipsey Hussle was a positive individual. He left a lot of games. So shit, if your favorite rapper Rick Ross, he got a lot of information you can like clips you can post. Like that's truth. But you can all like I'm telling you, you gotta figure out ways to do that. Like so shit. You can't just like hit be out there with the truth. Like, cause the truth, then your shit'll be shot, man. Like, people would not click on your shit for whatever reason. If you're trying to like put the truth out there, like, shit ain't gonna work. And I've been trying to do that shit for like that's what positive minds only. That's where that shit came from. Like trying to speak truth, 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 and it do. Honestly, it do work. Shit, the fuck, it do work. It just take a long fucking time. Like when you taking the steps, like when you doing it the right way, and you not cheating the fucking process. This shit takes time. So even if people hate the truth, who gives them ain't the people you trying to target anyway. You trying to get the people who want to hear the truth. Like that should be the people you focus on instead of be saying like, man, I don't want to start a YouTube channel, go, but because people gonna hate. Think about if I start a YouTube channel, I know some people gonna want to hear what I'm saying. I know they want to hear this message. It may not be the majority, but it might be one or two. Like shit, because off the back when you start posting, you're not gonna be getting hundreds or thousands of views. Like shit, you gotta build your brand up. Shit, so like don't ever give a fuck about what nobody else thinks. Shit, because off the back you already got the people in your head or the voices in your head saying, nah, I shouldn't do that, or they the one. The thoughts is the one that's saying you. The people gonna hate. Like so. Once you, like I said, once you get out your own way and just say fuck it, press the gas, push your foot on the gas, don't let up. Just like shit, you gonna break down some walls. Like shit ain't gonna happen overnight, but eventually the fucking shit gonna take off. But shit, like now that I'm able to see my numbers grow, I'm able to like the videos is like getting views. Like I'm in competition with myself. Like that's the best competition to be in. I've always been in competition with myself. So when in 2019 came, like when I had really got into the spiritual shit, like truly got into it. Like 2018, I really started meditating. I really started like speaking up for myself in 2019. That's when I started going through the bullshit. Like the money started slowing up. I thought the law. I mean, I knew the law of attraction worked because in 2018 I had made around $50,000, and that was my first time making that money. I mean that amount of money. So when 2019 came, I'm thinking, oh, I'm at least make 100, bro. I end up making only like 15,000 at the most. Like shit for real. So I'm like, but I kept going with the podcast like that because that's what my focus was on. Like I said, I told myself I'm not gonna work for nobody else. I'm not gonna work a 9 to 5. I'm gonna do this podcast shit till it pop off because I'm looking at Joe Rogan thinking like, hey, this nigga got $100 million contract. That's gonna be me next. But You gotta live. I'm bigger than, bro. When I say I don't give a fuck is on my top list, that's because Bigger Than Life is on that song. Like literally, like that's the only reason. But comment, I'ma always lose like track, so it's kind of good that I ain't got a bunch of people commenting because I be trying to read and I don't want to be like disrespectful and like let the comment pass, but at the same time, like I'ma lose my train of thought. But that's a, that's been who I am. Like shit. Like, even on the podcast, I'll lose my train of thought in the middle of a conversation with me talking by myself. I will forget what I was talking about. So, comments and no comments, like shit, I'll easily just like, damn, what the fuck was I talking about? And then just gotta start a new conversation. Like shit, I guess it's just that's how I go on to the next topic. Cause shit, I forgot what I was talking about. But like I said, it's been more easier for me to be on live now. Like previous before, like I was talking about 2019. 2019, like I said, I made about 15,000, but I was still heavy on the positive mind only, like keeping a positive mind, like no matter what, no matter the bullshit. Like I was living, my auntie had let me live in her condo, whose birthday is November 30th, Laquita. Like so, I was renting out her place, and then she was every month it was some different bullshit. Like she was on bullshit. And I guess it's because she was seeing me be more spiritual and like she was seeing me come this different person like than the person she first knew. So like she started like acting a certain way. So I'm like, man, forget her. We moved April 1st, 2020. But from 2019 to April 2020, like my money was so like like I was poor. Like I was damn near poor. Like in $15,000 a year, like to be living in Vegas, like bro, I was not home. Like that's the crazy part about it. I was always blessed throughout the situation. Like I still had my car. My bills was paid every month, but it was like I didn't have no type of extra income. Like in the extra income I did have, like that shit was like barely. So when 2020 came, I think we made around probably like 60,000, probably. I don't know for sure. But then 2021 came and I'm like, oh shit, this shit coming in. But as a business owner, if you're a business owner, you know, like you can make six figures, but that shit don't mean nothing. You gotta reinvest that shit back in your business. It ain't like you can save the money. Like you gotta keep your shit going. You gotta keep scaling up. So that's when 2021 I learned the lesson. Like, oh, I need more than six figures. Six figures ain't shit. Like, but I always was striving to get to the millions anyway. But just going through the lessons and learning that shit. Hold on, I'ma keep talking before I read your message. That's how I'm gonna do it. Like it's easy. I can do it that way. But in 2021, like we made way more money. But it's because in 2019, like I stayed course. Like I never gave up that whole time. Like I kept working on like myself. I kept on like trying to evolve. I kept learning shit. So most people don't realize when you go on that type of journey and you try to do something different, you're gonna go through that stage where shit is not gonna go your way. But you gotta keep pressing forward. I seen something about Steve Harvey and he said, if you feel like you in hell, why would you stop? You're supposed to keep going. Like so shit. 2019 was like my broke year, but it was the year that broke me out of like all the old bullshit. It was like my karma finally caught up. Like I was finishing up all my karma. That in 2019, that's when I started finding out all my past life shit. So it was like the whole 2019 I was getting blessed in abundance and spiritual like in the spiritual way, wisdom way, but none of it came through the money. Like so it was like I felt spiritually rich, so I wasn't truly tripping on not really having that much money coming in. But like I said, the goal was always to get some money. So anybody that's on this fucking type of journey, I'm telling you, you're gonna go through some ups and downs. Like that shit just come with life. Like, but just know, like, just keep going with that shit. And you said I'm with you till the end, bro. Shit, this ain't my main page, but I just my spiritual awakening. Okay, just be yourself. You gonna make it deep. got faith in yourself, which means you got faith in you. That's 100% true. Like shit, I truly, you gotta have faith in yourself. Like shit, 'cause if you don't, who will? Like shit, ain't nobody gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. Like shit, you just gonna confirm to them you ain't shit. And it ain't even. First of all, how it is, like the way thoughts is. When you tell a person your goal and they thinking to themselves, "Oh, this man ain't gonna think, they ain't gonna do shit, or she ain't gonna do shit," you know what you gonna hear in your head? Man, I can't do this shit. It's gonna be some type of obstacle in my way. Like you gonna get that thought that they was thinking, but they gonna be smiling in your face like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," and then you gonna never not do what you wanted to do. And then they gonna be like, "I told you he wasn't gonna do shit." So every time you go tell a person your goal and your plan, like becomes a cycle where you just repeating yourself and like you're not accomplishing shit. So meet like shit. If you got a group of circle of friends that ain't on shit, like get away from them people. Cut isolate yourself. The best thing you can do for yourself is isolate yourself. Be by yourself. Like learn yourself. Know learn why you on this planet. Learn like what you not good at. Learn what you good at. Like shit, cause you don't want to be out here felling. Like I'm telling you, I live in Las Vegas. I'm telling you, I see so many homeless people. Like in the Midwest, you ain't see that many homeless people. Like, but when you move to the West Coast, you come to Vegas, you go to LA, bro. It's like it seems like it's more homeless people than it is. Well, I ain't gonna say it's more homeless than normal people, but I mean people who got home, but it's still a lot of people that's homeless, and you know they all, well, a lot of them came out here with a dream, with a plan. And that sometimes that shit don't work, but sometimes that shit do work. Shit, I feel like I'm super lucky. I've been super blessed my whole life. But shit, some people ain't had that type of luck. But who is that person in their past? Like once again, who is this type of individual? What is this individual really like? Like are they really? What was that person like in their younger days? How did they get to it? How did a person manifest being homeless? How did like anybody manifest the situation they in? My wife, we be having a conversation a lot of time like, but why do babies go through the things they go through, like stuff like bad things that happen? And I'm like, for the average person, you would be like, that's not supposed to happen. There's no reason a baby should go through that. For me, understanding like how past life works and like spirituality, like a baby truly ain't no baby. Like that's really a spirit, a soul that's been reincarnating for hundreds of years, thousands of years, like repeating the cycle. So that's not really a child. That's not really a baby. But since we gotta keep repeating this shit, like you still got karma. That kid still got karma. That baby still has karma. So that whatever the child experiences in life is only a repeat from what they did in the last time that. Because most people think, oh, your kids get your karma, like it just goes to the next generation. No, that kid got its own karma. It just so happened y'all both are like been through the same type of shit, so y'all got to experience the same lessons. That's why you're in the same family. So spirituality is fun, like shit. I love to talk about it, but I also know it goes over people's heads. People ain't used to hearing that type of talk. Like, but at the same time, that's the shit I be thinking about. Like I've always had thoughts that was out of this world. Yeah, I used to be. I'm the type of person that goes outside at nighttime and I'm staring at the sky for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I was like that as a kid, like feeling like, damn, my home ain't even on. Like I feel like an alien on this planet. I used to have Laquita. If you remember, I used to have this mole on my ear. I got it cut off, but I always felt like an alien out of place. So, like I always knew I was different. So for me to be thinking different, talking different, this is normal for me. Like it is, this should be normal for like anybody who know me. But at the same time, I never used to talk. So they're like, damn, this what you been thinking about this whole time, like all these years. Like what the fuck? Your ass need to be in an asylum. But nah, that's why, like I said, I ain't trying to be on no big stage like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. They'd definitely be trying to get me out this motherfucker. Fuck this shit. I want to be behind the scenes. I'm not trying to fight for no fucking body. I'm not trying to be no activist for the black people. None of that shit. I don't like to be honest. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cause at the end of the day, we all got our own life to live. We all got our own journey. We all either did some good shit and we got good karma coming back, or we all did some bad shit, got bad karma. So people who died on public shit display, shit like that, it's a spiritual reason why shit like that happen. So I'm not gonna get caught up on trying to say Black Lives Matter or any of that shit. As a matter of fact, shit happens to everybody. Like the same time that shit happened to George Floyd, people don't know like a couple months, a month prior, like probably a couple months prior before a white dude got killed the same way. Like for real. But it just wasn't caught on camera. So I'm like, that shit happens to each race. They got some type of racism or some they feel some type of way about some shit that go on in their life. And everybody feel like, hey, we should be treated better. Even white people, even white privileged people feel like they should be treated way better than what they've been treated. So, and that goes black people, Chinese people, African, whatever you want to say. Like people, we all stuck on this bitch. We all gotta go through some shit. So my whole thing, like I said, it's just to live my life, get what I want out of it. I can't be focused on no, but I got 7 kids. 7. Like I'm not focused on none of that. No type of outside shit. I don't give a fuck about the news. I don't watch TV. That shit don't do nothing for me. It don't give me no type of paper. Like for real, I ain't chasing after no pussy. I don't want like I'm already good. Like shit, I used to do that when I was a kid, when I was in my 20s. Like the fuck, like none of that shit matters today. Like it's really, I be telling people go get you some money. Like that's truly the only thing you can focus on and evolve, learn, grow. Like evolve. Like stop trying to be the same. Like stop trying to stay in the same job and get that 50 cent per promotion, whatever it is. I never stayed at a job long beside the military that gave me more money the next year. Like I was always gone within a year. So I'm like shit. I don't see how people do it. Stay at a job 20, 30, 40 years and like that's I mean probably back in the day, but now I don't see how a person staying at a job longer than 2, 5 years at the most. Like shit, if you have been at the same job 10 years, 20 years, and you ain't made, I'm not gonna talk down on nobody because at the same time, people don't think like me. So I could be truly judging a person who don't know they can have like who don't know better. So once again, I keep, we all judgmental. Like we all be talking down on people at the same time, but it's not that I'm like intentionally trying to down talk on somebody. I truly be trying to motivate somebody to get something. Like shit, I want the 6 people that's watching this live, or I don't even know if it's more, but I want the people who watching this live. I want you to be a multimillionaire. I want you to live the life you want to deserve, and I don't want nobody to hold you back. Like shit, I want you to be able to like lead the next people like that's following behind you, because it's always gonna be somebody following you. Like no matter what, it's gonna be always somebody that understanding like shit. What I got is a blessing. Everybody ain't in this position. And don't be content. I tell people all the time, like they be like, man, I want what you got. I want to be in your position. I'm like, hey, you can have it. But first of all, you don't know what I did to get here. And second, like shit, this shit, I ain't comfortable here. Like I want something more. I always want more. Like shit, I tell people, you can have everything I got. Well, you can't have my wife and kids, but shit, you can have all this material shit. Like that ain't nothing. I can always go buy some more shit. Like, but one thing you can't have my soul. You can't have my mind. You can't have my intellectual property. None of that shit. Like, cause my shit is cost. Is my shit is expensive. These thoughts are expensive. That's why I ain't gonna be speaking. I ain't trying to be in front of no type of crowd. I mean, I know my YouTube is gonna grow for a fact, but at the same time, like I ain't trying to be the next fucking Tony Robbins or some shit or Eric Thomas. I ain't trying. I mean, I see me being a motivational speaker on a certain extent, but once again, I ain't trying to do that shit for fame. Most people be trying to be famous. I already did that shit. Shit is fucking. Fame is kind of stressful. It's fun at first when every time you go out, somebody notice who you are. But then, like I said, depending on the stages, the times in life you go through, like when I first moved to Vegas and I'm in my brother's videos that's getting 4 million views, 5 million views, 6 million views. Like I was geek, but every time you see me on his videos, like I was, like, it seemed like I didn't fit. But like I was asking for fame. Like I was using the law of attraction to get fame. Like I was manifesting my Instagram, getting thousands of followers, and I got all of that. But once I realized that wasn't truly what I wanted, like that wasn't the main reason why I was on this planet. I'm like, man, I don't need to be focusing on fame. Like that shit really don't pay. Like, I mean, it pays for the person who really, like, it paid for my brother, like, cause that's what he created for himself. I was just came in on his lifestyle, like he let me in on that. So, for the first 8 months I was in Vegas, like, yeah, it was like a cheat code for me, and I thought that shit was gonna last forever, but it didn't. It only lasted for 8 months, and then the universe, God was like, you gotta build your own shit up. You gotta become the person. If you want the lifestyle your brother got, you gotta do that shit. And it's not gonna be how he did it. You ain't gonna be able to like I said, I wasn't about to follow in his footsteps. I wasn't about to try to do what he was doing. So I had to figure it out a way to do it on my own. So the podcast, like that's truly why I keep bringing up the podcast. Like that was truly like one of the best decisions I ever truly could have made. And I started that November 13th, 2018. So, like, November is truly an important month for me. But that shit, nothing happened overnight. And shit, I'm glad I did start that shit. Because even in 2019, well, like I said, when I said I wasn't working for nobody, if I wasn't doing my podcast, I literally would have been just sitting on my ass, reading books, like listening to different lectures on YouTube, but I wouldn't been putting in no type of effort or work for what I wanted out of life. So I wouldn't have been able to even get to this where I'm at now. Cause I always, like I said, I thought shit was gonna just come to me easily. Like that's how what I expected. Even to this day, I'm kind of spoiled. I'm like, man, I know I can manifest whatever I want. Like it's effortless for me now. Like I'm telling you, like for me to manifest something is nothing. Like for me to see something I want, like that shit be coming so quick now. I'm like, damn, what was this in 2019 when I was praying for like 10,000? I was praying for 20,000. None of that shit never came. Like shit. Now, like I said, this shit. But I had to go through that stage, and listening to Nipsey Hussle got me through that stage. Cause he, like, if you listen to his music, he tell you like, shit. I had to go through the stage where I lost the studio, I lost music, like we lost everything. And when I stopped selling drugs, when he stopped selling drugs, like he and stayed in the studio, like he say like how he lost, well, not at all, but he lost some shit. Like he lost his notoriety. So like it's tell you you gotta go through that stage where you just gotta keep pressing forward. Don't let nothing stop you. Shit. Eventually it's gonna pay off. Eventually the things you've been working for in 3 years ago, 2 years ago, that shit is gonna start manifesting into fruition. And when you keep like just keep doing what you was doing to get you in the position you in now, like or not keep doing what you were doing, because if you ain't been doing shit, don't keep doing that. But if you've been working on yourself, keep doing that shit. Don't ever stop that. Every time you feel like you got a flaw, like try to fix that flaw. Not like if you feel like you got a physical flaw, like man, I need to fix my teeth. Like nah, I never. Personally, me, I'm not gonna fix my teeth. Like shit, I don't want to be like everybody else. Honestly, people used to tease me about that when I was a kid. Like that's why that played a big main reason in me being quiet all the time, because I didn't want people to look at my teeth. But now I'm like, shit, this is how I stick out. Like shit, I'm gonna always, if I open my mouth, if I talk, people gonna always, they may not remember my name, but they can like, oh, I remember that dude with the gap. Like shit, and now they remember the words I say. It ain't even about the, like I said, it ain't even about the physical. Like this is just like I chose to look like this when I was born. Like people don't we don't realize We choose everything in our life. We choose our parents. We choose the time we're born. We choose our siblings. We choose our our goal, like our path. Like before we born, like you physically, not physically, but you spiritually sign a life contract detailing how your life is gonna turn out when you gonna meet certain people in your lifetime. Like so for me, I I signed a life contract saying like I'm gonna leave my wife in 2015 when my great grandmother passed. So like shit, I couldn't have left her more soon because that wasn't in my life contract. Like even though I know this shit kind of weird and kind of off, but like certain people like they'll understand what I'm saying. But we all signed a life contract. So what's up? What's up, Mr. Motivator? Like I'm just talk about different things. It ain't really like no one topic I've been talking about. I just been going really, and it's like I'm comfortable with like this ain't no stress, no nothing doing nothing, man. Many blessings for you. Same, likewise. Many blessings to you as well, man. You resemble the young Mike Tyson. Hey, young Mike Tyson was a monster. I know it's you saying it because of the gap though, but that's cool. Like I ain't gonna trip. Like I said, I'm used to people referencing like my teeth, but like I said, you will always remember me because I resemble a young Mike Tyson. You, I never seen that though. Like so for you, like that's I ain't gonna say you wrong, but young Mike Tyson. If you saying around like when he was 16, what 17, like what age Mike Tyson you talking about? Because I'm 31, so if you comparing me to a young Mike Tyson, like that's still a good thing because I'm kind of getting old, but I still look young. So we definitely all got gifts. I got a bunch of gifts. I ain't even gonna lie. I got gifts. People know I got gifts. I don't even have to say nothing. Like, I never truly was out and be the person like, yeah, I got all these gifts, but like my gifts speak for themselves. Like when I be saying stuff, the things I'll say, it'll happen is exactly after I say it. Like so, I know I'm aware. I started being aware of like different gifts in like 2018. Like when I started seeing things, like bro, the first time I realized I had some type of gift for like 2 weeks straight, and this is around like the time I created my podcast and all this time I'm waking up. Like I started seeing two white trucks repeatedly every day for like 2 weeks, and I noticed like I was kept seeing these two white trucks like the same everywhere. So one day in the morning, I'm dropping my daughter off, and I stop at Walmart. And usually, when I drive and there's a light, I give myself a lot of space between me and the next car. Like I give myself at least a car length of space, so just in case somebody's speeding behind me, I can pull up. So this one day, give myself space, and I see this white truck hauling ass behind me, and I see we had a red light, so I pull up, and he stops just almost like not right behind me, but he stops further enough where when he got hit by another white truck, I didn't get hit. But if I had stayed in that position where I didn't give myself no space, like I could have easily gotten an accident. But I was seeing those two white trucks, and I even asked myself, I'm like, man, I noticed myself seeing these white trucks. I'm like, what's the reason behind it? So that's when I start realizing I see things. Like I see a bunch of shit. I hear stuff. So we definitely all got gifts though. You been saying 10 a lot. Oh yeah, I did see a lot of numbers though. I see 11, 11, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1. Like I see numbers, like repeated numbers all the time. So if you just see 10 a lot, like then that number is very important to you. Like shit, when I learned about my past life, my first, well not my first past life, but when I learned about my last life, I kept seeing a number repeatedly, 27. And mind you, I had asked myself, like, I was curious to know who I was in my past life. So I know you can't just be asking anybody who was I in the past life. So me, I always realize if I ask myself a question, I will always get the answer. Like so, it wouldn't come immediately, but somehow I'll always get the answer. So I was asking myself a bunch of questions about my past life. You're protected. Yeah, I definitely am. Like I was asking like questions like what, how old was I when I died? What did I do? Who was I? What was my name? Like so, I would ask all these questions, and I kept seeing the number 27 repeatedly. And when I kept seeing it at first, I didn't know it was when I died. But then I kept hearing the name Robert repeatedly. Robert. And see, I kept seeing the name Robert. Like, so then I kept seeing a guitar. I kept just everywhere. Like, just randomly, I would see a guitar everywhere where and then one of my lady friends, like she an older lady, she posts every day on Instagram and every day she was like saying different things that had something to do with my past life and she didn't know it and I didn't know it. So she was like, one day I had commented on her picture because she had a guitar on it and she was like, hey, you should go try to play the guitar. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Even though what's crazy is I love the guitar. I love the sound of a guitar, but I never knew how to play it in this life. So the day she said, hey, you should play a guitar, my wife's auntie is moving and she gives me this guitar, like randomly. So once again, I still didn't know that was part of a past life. So another thing, the same lady, she was like, watch a documentary. And I watched a documentary on Netflix and my past life popped up. It was a documentary of who I was. I didn't know it at first, but when I clicked on this documentary, the you know how when you click on the Netflix movie, it'll give you the paragraph and the photo that was on the documentary was a tombstone, and it said Robert L. Johnson. So, like I said, I had kept saying Robert repeatedly. Then I seen the birth and the death and the number equaled out to 27. So I'm like, damn, I've been seeing 27. Oh, a guitar. So I click on this video with this documentary, and everything is right there. Everything started adding up. Like me, the reason why I've been seeing 27, the reason why I've been hearing the name Robert. Like so, bro, like life is not the same anymore. It's definitely not. I had a heart bypass surgery last year at 46, bro. Died of oh shit, that's crazy. What did you like? Shit, you open to say like what you experienced during that 5 hour. Like if you remember anything, like that's crazy. Cause when I first got on my spiritual journey, my dumb ass was like, man, I want to have like a near death experience because I know you get to see some stuff if you like have one. Like I was reading a bunch of things where they said if you had a near death experience, you would experience like certain things. So I'm like, man, I want to have a near death experience, but I don't want to like get hurt. I don't want to like be in pain. Like I was like being one, like I was trying to tell the universe, like give me the experience without putting me through the shit. So I got that experience experimenting like with LSD. Like I tried that shit one time, and best believe I had a near death experience. Well, I thought I was dead. I ain't even gonna lie to you, like shit. But like I ain't never asked that question again. I don't want to have no near death experience because then I'll be pissed that I didn't go back home. Like shit, I'll be pissed that I had to come back to Earth. So I'm like shit, I'm cool with just living my life all normal as fuck. I don't need no accident. I don't need none of that shit. I don't need no scares or nothing. Just let me stay focused and don't get distracted by nothing, nobody, no one. Like shit, I'll be checking out. But the life path is different for many reasons. Just gotta enjoy it, bro. So, yeah, my life path number is 9. So that plays definitely your life path number plays a big part in like who you are. I'm a humanitarian, so I like you know what is it? The people who like to give away money, philanthropists. Like so, that's in my DNA. Like so, that's why I said I want to make a lot, not make a lot of money, because only people who make money work in the mint. But I want to earn a lot of money because I want to get like I want to do something. Like I want to help a lot of people. And like I said, I don't care to be on the front page or on the front website on social media blasted for what I did. Nah, I really just want to help and truly change the world, like, and leave a mark. So when I die, like, I ain't forgotten in the next 30 days. Like, shit, who wants to be that type of person? I really just want to do and have fun though. Life truly is about like just having fun and living your life though. And plus, people think you only get one life to live, but no, you don't. You get this life, as in like me being Kenneth Brady. I won't ever be Kenneth in another lifetime, even though I don't plan on coming back. In no type of lifetime, I'm gonna ever be Kenneth Brady. So yes, you do get this one life to live. So don't waste that shit, bro. And you can go any day. Life is not promised to nobody, and most people are afraid of death. But I don't like shit. Like I said, I can't wait till it's my time to exit out. I ain't gonna do nothing dumb to get myself out of here. But at the same time, like shit, I'm cool with it. You don't gotta be in a rush if everything already yours. Exactly. And that's what a lot about learning the law of attraction, knowing like what you desire and what you want out of life is already yours. Like for real. So I believe everything is already mine. Like I literally like I don't really have to ask for anything because my mindset is like it's already mine. Coming back wasn't your choice. God no, you got it's a reason why you here. Like for real, it's a reason why you here. And are you gonna waste that though? Like shit. Like are you gonna like you have truly have a story to tell? You supposed to be out inspiring. You supposed to be motivating people. You supposed to be on live, like telling your experience. Everybody that's listening to me, you supposed to be doing this exact same thing I'm doing. You shouldn't even be here. I'm thankful that y'all here. I'm thankful that y'all tuning in. But at the same time, y'all supposed to be in my position, giving people game, enlightening other people, like waking other people up. Like, cause I can tell, like, if you've been in this live for longer than 30 minutes, then obviously you not no sleep motherfucker. You're not no person that's just living life randomly, letting shit happen to you. Obviously, like, it's a reason why you in this mob because the majority of the world will never gravitate to me. Probably I ain't gonna never say never, but like me, like I don't, the majority I would never be the most popular guy. But at the same time, like shit, I'm damn near the most realist. Like shit, it's a blessing that I'm here. See, I'm telling you, we all went through something. Like a lot of us ain't supposed to be here. I know I ain't supposed to be here. Like, and now I ain't here. Like, shit, yeah, I know I ain't supposed to be here. Like, it's time when I was 27, no, 26. Secret story, like, when I say you repeat a lot of shit from your past life, like, when I died in my last life, it was because I was flirting with this club owner's wife. And I didn't give a fuck because I was always a womanizer. So he poisoned my alcohol. And a guy knocked out the bottle in my hand saying, don't you ever drink from a bottle that the seal been broken. And I said, don't you ever slap out of a $7 bottle on my hand. So imagine in 1938, like $7, like that shit was probably like $150. Like I was like, so I had money, but I was an alcoholic and I was a womanizer. So the dude seen me messing with his wife, poison my gave me another bottle with poison, and I drunk it. And for 3 days, like I was basically just dying in agonizing pain. So in this life, when I was 26, messing with this dude girl, knew she had a man, but still on the same shit that I was doing last time and damn near lost my life. I'm almost lost my life twice messing with females. I don't know if it came before or after, but one of the chicks I didn't know she had a dude, but as soon as I came to her house and we doing whatever, he starts to knock on her door and I gotta hide in the closet, like literally on some R. Kelly shit. Like what the fuck? Like so I easily could have lost my life in 1 year doing the same thing. Like, so I'm like, man, thank God I changed my life. Thank God I don't focus on no I'm not focused on trying to get no females. Like I ain't trying to do nothing for females. Like I got the girl who I want. Like my wife, she went to my school. Like she's a twin. Like she's one of the, to me, one of the finest girls that was there. Like so, for me to get that girl, who I know a lot of people wanted. Like shit, I'm good. I already got like what people still want. Like, and she's still bad to this day. Like it ain't like she fell off. Like some girls be just cool in high school, but when they get older, you like, damn. I remember you used to look like this, but you ain't like that no more. So me, fuck that shit. My girl's still bad, and like I'm still like me. Like I'm able. I don't know if she on this last song. I don't know if she really want me to say certain things, but still, like, I want what I want. I get everything that I desire. Like there's nothing that I can't have. For real. Nothing. I mean, the girl who for you will help you get really everything. 100%. She really like a reason why I'm like this anyway. Cause I'm like, at first I was cheating on her, and I'm like, how? I was always questioning myself, like, dang, how are you cheating on her? And like, that's who you wanted. Like, that don't make no sense. Like, you could easily lose her from like being like an idiot by like not controlling your urges, and they not really urges, cause it's all mental. So I'm like, man, like I said, once I stopped focusing on what it was, I was manifesting females. I was manifesting getting girls. Like so, like once I changed my mental, yeah, I knew you was in here. Like once I changed my desires, I was able to manifest things that was actually good for me. Like so, I'm like, I ain't about to stop. I'm only 31 years old, so and I know I still got at least 46 more years on this planet. Um, what happened when your gift is greater than your experience? That's the problem I'm having. When your gift is greater than your experience. So you meaning to say like you really can't like get on a live and tell people like anything because you truly haven't experienced that much? Is that what you're saying? But you got the gift. Like, is that truly what you're saying? Because if you know you truly got the gift, then all you got to do is start where you at. Like shit, you ain't got that much to talk about. But I'm pretty sure you got some type of experience. You've been through something, like, cause we all like this earth, this life. Like nobody gets away scot free, like without having something, a story to tell. Like so, you got an experience. You could have one story that could be so impactful, like that. It could send you on a journey where you go through so much that you got so much else to talk about. Like so, me when I started the podcast, like I talked about everything I went through at first. I'm an Earth sign. I'm just being balanced and everything. I'm a Pisces, so I'm a water sign. But I do have Earth sign in my chart though. Like so, I'm not just all Pisces. So, but it is about being balanced. And me, that's what I'm working on now. Cause me, the podcast I was doing was only audio. I would never get on live and do that. Now it's like I'm gotta balance it and put myself out there, even though I don't want to. But at the same time, I got to. And it's not hard. Like it's not hard to do this, especially when I know I got somebody. If I know I got somebody listening to me, I could talk all day, like literally. So like I mean, like I know I could do this. Like it ain't nothing for me. And I know YouTube pays you to do this. So why will I? Why won't you do that? If you got your business, like, hey, just record yourself, whatever you doing, and let people watch, comment, talk, wherever it is, let them do it. Because they be doing it. Most people be on YouTube all day, all night, and they be needing something to watch. So I'm going to just give you some positive. Like, I ain't going to give you no bullshit, so we good, shit. I would just try to encourage you to fucking get more for yourself, like, for real. And I ain't gonna ever talk down on nobody. I ain't gonna throw no shade, no hate, no way. Like shit, cause I've been in position plenty of times where I wanted somebody that just give me some advice, but they look down on me. Like so, I'm like, all right, fuck everybody. I don't need nobody help. Like shit, all I need was The books that I read, the lectures I watched on YouTube, and the music. Like I needed the music for the soundtrack to my life. You're more than just a regular. I know that. So if you know you more than a regular person, then you know you're supposed to be out there. You're supposed to be putting yourself out there. If you know you guys, if you know you special, and you know you don't like crowds or people, or you know you don't like being seen that much, guess what? That means you're supposed to be doing that. You're welcome. I don't even know why you're saying thank you, but you're welcome. But I'm pretty sure through the conversation I said something that like so. But for sure, for real, like I'll be truly forgetting what I'll be saying. It's okay. It's okay though. But for me to be doing this for another 2 hours, I already did an hour and a half earlier. Like I'm super proud of myself. I'm super proud because if before I'd have been like, man, I ain't about to do that. I ain't got nothing to talk about. That's what I always say to myself when I was like, man, I want to get on live. I want to get on live, but then I'm like, what I'm gonna talk about? Ain't nobody gonna watch it. But it don't matter if I only got one person in the live. Like, there ain't somebody listening. You talking. It's like having a one-on-one conversation. Most people be like, dang, I want 1,000 people in my live, and then I get on live. Like, no, you said I can't even go live. Like, then you need to do something else to put yourself out there. If you can't get on live, then you need to be posting videos with yourself and putting yourself out there and telling your story. You're telling your truth, not no bullshit or nothing, but monetize off your talent, monetize your story. Like, don't, oh, shit. Everybody else doing it. Shit. Most things you see from movies, TV shows, that's off somebody's, like, what somebody was thinking, what they thought, what they've been through. The music you listen to, it be what people been through. Like, so you might as well do it yourself. Like, monetize off your story. Like I said, if you ain't no kid, you got some experiences. Cause I got stories from when I was 3 years old, 2 years old. Like I got experiences. Like so, me like off the bat getting took away from my mom and dad at 3, and remembering the police coming and raiding my house. I remember getting put in the back seat of a police car, going to an orphanage. I remember being in the orphanage in this small white room where only my big brother, and the only thing like we would go to the park and eat in that all white cafeteria every single day. Like these is memories from me being like 3 years old. Like I remember that shit. Like so, like that's trauma off the back. Like you, being raised by white people, like for a little bit. Like so, you gotta experience. Like you got a story to tell. Cause there's somebody who been through what you've been through and they stuck. Like so, if you ain't stuck in your life, then you need to be helping the next person get from unstuck. But you don't need to be trying to help everybody though. That's what it be. We be trying to save the whole world, but the whole world ain't don't need to be saved. And there's a reason why everybody sleep. Like there's a reason why the whole world don't need to be woke up. Everybody don't need to be conscious. Like that ain't what this world is about. It's about balance. It's about good. It's about bad. You can't have a God without the devil. You can't have light without the dark. You can't have positive without negative. You can't have up without down. Like it's there for a reason. So when I say positive minds only, that's not saying I ain't gonna ever think a negative thought. But that's just saying like I'm not gonna let no negative thought like I'm not gonna let no negative thought manifest. I ain't gonna manifest no negativity from me. I'm gonna keep my thoughts positive so I can get what I want. I gotta visualize what I want. Like I gotta see what I want because that's where I know where I'm headed. When I take the steps that I take in life, it's all with me knowing what I want for myself in the future. So people don't realize they can see their future by closing their eyes and imagining what they want for themselves. That's how you know the future. That's how was like a psychic can say they a psychic because they understand like shit. This is shit is all mental. It's all about your mind. It's all about what you believe. So and plus you can always find like things to back up what you believe. For real. I'm telling you, Nipsey Hussle only the reason I gravitated to him so much because he only backed up what I believed. He believed in reincarnation. He probably didn't talk about it like that, like as much as I do, but he know about reincarnation. Like he was very spiritual. Like the books, like we read some of the same books. Like he only confirmed what I believed in. So I'm like, man, if this dope individual like believe like I thought, then, and he did this, then I know I can be as great as him. And not in no like me like being in no ego thing saying I'm gonna be better than Nipsey, but saying like he let out set the blueprint for me, and I don't have the obstacles that he had. I may got some obstacles, but at the same time I don't have the same ones that held him back or that stopped him. So I'll be able to go further because my path is more clear and I got a visual representation in front of me whose music is the soundtrack to my life. When I say Young Nigga is my favorite song, I resonate with that song. Like, I'm telling you, I resonate with that song. Like so, like, and when I say music is powerful, is music is magic. When I say you can listen to a song, just do this one thing for. Nah, well, I ain't gonna tell you to do that. That shit would be fucking painful. Like, but me, like, I listen to certain songs repeatedly every day. Like, so, Ocean, this song by Nipsey Hussle called Ocean Views. If you're a Nipsey Hussle fan, you should know this song. But I would listen to that song every day until I manifested almost everything he was talking about in that song. From the me being on the ocean beach in California, on Venice Beach, to like just manifesting certain things for myself. Like I use his music as a manifestation tool for what I wanted in my life. Like so, if you listening to somebody who talking about like cheating or killing, guess what you're gonna be thinking about all day? You're gonna be thinking about what that music was talking about. So, me, I only consciously listen to certain music because I know what I want to manifest. And there's people who manifest what I'm trying to get. Not to say I want exactly what that person wanted, but like I want similar certain things. So, truly, like you gotta be careful with the type of music is you playing around your kids or anything. Cause shit, I mean, if you listen to once, that don't make you mean you gonna manifest it into your life. But if you're a person like me and you play certain songs repeatedly because you love that song, but if that song ain't positive, like you truly gonna manifest that shit into your life. Or you already manifested. That's why you keep playing it, because you thinking of certain thoughts and certain memories. So you only creating that more of that into your future life. But that's a fucking other story. I ain't know I can go this long. I thought I was only gonna be on here for like an hour and a half, but it was like, shit, why stop at some people in here? Shit, I could see if it was nobody else in here, then I'd be like, alright, I'm gonna cut this motherfucker. But shit, I get motivated just seeing 3 people on my live, knowing like YouTube ain't truly showing me everybody that's in here. So I'm like, this truly just give me motivation to go longer. And I already ate dinner, so it's like, you know, I ain't got nothing else left to do but go to bed. Like, as soon as I hop out live, I'm going straight to sleep. And then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and, like, shit, get ready to do it again. Like, get ready to talk to the camera again. Because it's probably gonna be somebody else that didn't get a chance to listen to me tonight. I'm like, shit, I caught him live today. So, shit, like I said, until I get monetized, but even after I get monetized, I'm gonna do, like, lives. Because it's therapy for me. I get to say whatever I want. Or I can't say whatever I want, but still I get to say like how I feel and what's on my mind. And I really don't it ain't no negative people on my channel, so I ain't gotta worry about no troll or anything. Like so when I had my Instagram and I had like first got my YouTube, I had a bunch of trolls on my shit because that's what my brother's fans was. A bunch of those was kids and trolls. So like a lot of them would try to troll me, especially when me and my brother fell out. Now what wasn't around him like that no more. And they were always ask, hey, where's you and why you not in your brother with the videos with your brother no more? And me, like I'm a like person who don't want to tell nobody no my business. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Like I'm focused on myself, and that was truly the truth. But I like I wasn't trying to like tell nobody my business because like I ain't the type of one of those type of people. Like people were truly. If I'll tell them exactly what I went through. They'll be like telling the blogs, like, "Hey, post this. This was going on behind the scenes," and I'm not type one of them type of people that is trying to get famous. Like I don't want no clout. I don't want like that type of shit. If I go through something personal, like shit, y'all not gonna know. What the fuck? Unless I get comfortable years later down the line and I'm able to tell a story. That's how it works for me. Like shit, I only when I go through shit and I tell stories, it's not about what I went through yesterday. Like this should be a year old that I'm talking about. Like shit, because I'm able to let you know, like I'm growing, like I'm steady growing, I'm steady evolving. I'm not gonna have the same conversation I had a year ago because I've had new experiences. I didn't have custody of my middle three kids before. Now I do. Like now, like I'm in a way better position. That's the best part. That's the best way I can explain it. It's like I'm in a way better position. Mm. Passing through saw your last stop by for the first time. And that's what I like. Shit, when a random person just randomly click on my live and like be able to listen and just chill, cause I like when that goes on for me. When that happened for me, when I just randomly click on somebody live, and I'm like, oh, this person, like, I like this. I'm a subscribe. Like that's how I work. Like, I probably won't catch the live every day, but I'm definitely gonna like if I'm not busy and I see you on live, I'm gonna definitely tune in. Like that's the type of person I am. But most people want you to talk about some drama, some negativity, what's going on in the media, what's going on in shade room, what's going on in celebrity life, what's Kanye talking about, what Kim Kardashian doing. Like I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. For real, like I don't give a fuck about what nobody else doing. For what that shit is not paying me. Like for real, if you're not helping me get to my next level or helping me get to some bread, I ain't got shit to do with you. I don't even have an opinion about you. I mean, I could always get an opinion about you or say opinion about you, but I'm not about to focus on nobody else. Like when I got my whole life to live. That's like me being driving a semi truck and I'm supposed to be focused on the road, but instead I'm focused on what somebody else doing. I can easily crash. Like so, like I used to be a truck driver. I don't do it no more. But like I understand, like you gotta be in control of your own will. Like you gotta hold your will. You can't be focused on what nobody else got going doing. Like you gotta understand your surroundings. You gotta stay in your lane. Go at your own speed. Like, cause you can easily crash. You can easily fall asleep on the wheel and like flip. Like so, me, man, I gotta stay focused. I can't let nobody distract me. Right? It says, keep up the good work, bro. You're on the right track, spiritual intact. And, I mean, once you get your spiritual side intact, man, the money gonna come in. Like, if you want a girl, boy, whatever, you want girls, dudes, like, if you want polygamy, whatever, you can be able to get what you want. Like, once you fix yourself, it ain't gonna come when you want it, or it ain't gonna come how you think it's gonna come. Like, but eventually, whatever you want in life, you're gonna be able to get it. And it ain't about me like just preaching spiritual shit all day, 24/7. It ain't about me being no spiritual guru. I'm just a regular ass dude that come from Gary, Indiana. That got like just got some experiences from life. Like shit, I did a lot of things. Like I've been a lot of places. I done seen a lot of things. Like so, I ain't the only one. So it don't make me like I ain't special. But like Most people be like, yeah, I'm a chosen one. Like, man, you know how many people would be saying that shit? Like, oh, I'm a chosen. How many is it of you motherfuckers? Like, how many chosen ones is it if it's just a chosen one? But I understand what they mean, like being a chosen one in your family and shit. But still, like, man, ain't no real such thing as no chosen one. Because eventually we all supposed to wake up. Some people just wake up sooner than other people. So, but it's crazy. I've been on this mug just going. I want to see if I can like do 3 hours in one sitting. So then that'd mean I did 4 hours in one day on live. Then I'm gonna try to keep doing more and more, and hopefully more and more people show up in live. Then when I get monetized, I can just take it from there. And then, like I'm telling you, post shorts. If you want to get your some YouTube subscribers and some views, because that's what it's truly about. If you're not truly caring about being monetized, of course you want to be monetized. But if you want to get your like a fan base built up, like me, like I know I want to have Nipsey Hussle fans in my live. Like that's so I post Nipsey Hussle clips. I know I'd rather have positive thinking people in my stuff, so I'm gonna post like shorts that's positive. I ain't gonna post no bullshit on my shit, so I don't want no troll on my shit. So I knew, like from the beginning when I started posting Nipsey Hussle shorts, I'm like, oh, this is gonna bring me his type of fans. So yeah, they more mature. They way more mature. So they gonna be able to sit and listen to a live for an hour or two. Like, cause shit, some of his interview, like if you, I've been on a Nipsey Hussle interview binge where all day I was on YouTube just watching his videos. So I'm like, shit, and I did that for hours, multiple times, or I just listened to his music multiple hours out the day. Like so, like shit, I know like I'm like preaching the same type of positive message. I probably ain't on his level, but I'm pretty sure I can get there. Like I'm gonna get there. It's just a matter of time. Like probably ain't gonna do it how he did it, but eventually, like you gonna see what I manifest for myself, what I want for myself. Cause I don't truly tell people what I want for myself. I just try to create it and manifest it. So then people like, damn, you did this. This what you had cooking in the background. Like I want to be like I'm that type of person. Like I don't give a fuck about telling. At first, I used to try to tell everybody what I was gonna do, so I can say. I always say this in my mind. Like I'm telling people what I'm gonna do, so when I do it, I could be like, I told you so. But at the same time, like, what that's fucking stupid. Why is you doing that, kid? Like, why is you only telling somebody what you're gonna do just so you can tell them you told them so? That's to brag? Is that your ego coming up with that idea? Like, who's coming up with that idea, Kenna? Like, I really talk to myself like that. Like, I'm really like that with myself every day. So, man, when I think a certain way or when I be a certain way, I'll check myself quick. I'm like, is that cool? Like, not cool on the outside scale on how somebody else think, but is it cool to be thinking how like you thinking for yourself, for your journey, for where you going, for what you want in life? So I'm like, man, my negative ain't your negative. Like what I see is negative, it ain't really a negative. People like, Kenneth, why do you cuss so much? I'm like, that ain't nut. That ain't bad. Cuss words is can't like won't like bullshit like cursing somebody like I could really curse you, and people like you shouldn't say fuck, you shouldn't say ass, shit. Like what the fuck? Like I was raised like that. My Gigi cussed all the time. My grandma cussed all the time. I went into the Marines, and guess what? It was normal. Everybody cussed. So when people's like, "Hey, you shouldn't," cause you positive mind only, but I'm like, my positive mind only ain't what you think it's supposed to be. My positive mind only is saying like, for my journey, I need to keep a positive mindset so I won't fuck nobody up. Like shit, like for real. Like it ain't because like what you or whatever you suspect it to be. Like my mind, like my shit is really like I'm really different. I know that for a fact. I ain't gonna even say I'm a chosen one, but I just like I know I'm different because if people be like I'm a chosen one, I'm like motherfucker, you act just like the rest of the ass. You just not religious. And honestly, when you motherfuckers get conscious and woke and more spiritual, they still be religious. They still act the same. They just worship a different god or got a different pastor or whatever follower leader they're following. Me, I don't follow no fucking body. Like Nipsey Hussle was passed away, so I'm able to listen to his music, and follow his blueprint for his business. But as far as following somebody, like as for guidance for my life, having a mentor, you can cut that, get that out the window. Like for real, I don't follow no fucking body, cause I don't truly know who a person is. Like the people I followed before in my life, like turns out like I shouldn't have been following them people. Like I used to be a J. Cole fan, but J. Cole was a rapper who always talked about cheating and cheating on his girl. So you know what that made me do? Not knowing I was manifesting his music in my life, I was cheating on my girl, blasting his music at the same fucking time. Like, and then when I realized that's some kid shit, like what the fuck, that ain't cool. Like what the fuck? Even though the music sound good, the beat sound good, I don't want to be manifesting J. Cole experience in my life. Like he's literally considered a square. Like so, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to have that type of image for myself. Even though it was cool to be a J. Cole fan for like the time I was, but I was just a J. Cole fan for too long. Like I was a J. Cole fan from like 2010 to like I truly stopped listening to him like 2019. But like when I started truly listening to Nipsey was around like 2017, like right before he passed. But once his album came out, Victory Lap, which I had been waiting on previously because it was crazy. J. Cole and Nipsey Hussle was on the same double XL cover in 2010. So I always knew who Nipsey Hussle was. I just wasn't a fan of him because I was a Vice Lord, like, and he was a Crip. And when he was on that cover, I think Freddie Gibbs was on that cover. Like, so Freddie Gibbs is from Gary as well. So like Freddie Gibbs, J. Cole, and Nipsey Hussle was on the same freshman cover, and Wiz Khalifa was on that cover as well. It was a few people on that cover, but I started listening to Nipsey last, but I should have been listening to him first because I'd have been more business oriented. I'd have been on. I would have been saying fuck female. Like I'm like fuck a bitch. I'm trying to get some money. Like I said, J. Cole was talking about cheating and shit, but Nipsey was talking about nigga, you need to stay focused and get your business. All keep your money, all money in, no money out. J. Cole was talking about spending his money, splurging his money. Like, bro, I didn't. When I was in the military for 4 years straight, I didn't save not a dollar, not a dime. Like, left broke as fuck. Like, but I was always still like blessed and lucky enough to like have enough to like not be homeless. Like even though I got evicted, got my car repoed after I got out the military, like I went through a lot of bullshit. I was still kept my head above water. I was still good. Like so, man, I've always been blessed and lucky enough. Like some people just don't got that luck. Some people karma just like they must have did some fucked up shit and they passed. But me, like even though I ain't gonna say I was a fucked up individual in my past life, and I was a fucked up individual in my past, just doing fucked up shit. I was like, I always had a good heart. I was just like, we all mischievous to it. Like, we all got our ways how we get over on people. Like, everybody got a way, like, how they get over on somebody, how they get what they want out of a person. It ain't because we meant to, we evil, we trying to, like, be manipulative, but you learn how to be manipulative in your life. And if you don't, then you become food. You become prey. Like shit, what the fuck? Don't nobody want to be like that. So, like I said, I had to reprogram the way I was thinking and the way I acted and the way I did certain things, how I manipulated certain people or certain situations. So I'm like, man, I fixed myself and now I get to just move straight without worrying about no type of bad karma coming back from the past. Cause like I said, I already dealt with it. I'm like, I paid my debt and my karma. So man, my road is clear. I don't the obstacles that do come my way, they're nothing like compared to what I was going through in my past and shit. Like felt like I couldn't get forward for nothing. It felt like every time like I thought I had a blessing, right before the blessing was supposed to come, like some bad shit had happened, and I would never get blessed. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck is that? Like, what? Like, I really thought I had some type of bad luck, but realized like that was just because I was going the wrong way. And then when you going the wrong way in life, and then your spirit guides and your ancestors is trying to get you to go the right way, they gonna make your life a living hell. It ain't even like God making your life a living hell. It's like, nah, they trying to get you to go the right way. You supposed to be somebody. You supposed to be on the path to greatness. You supposed to be on the path to success. Yeah, you focused on getting a girl. You focused on cheating. You focused on clothes, shoes, jewelry. You focus on fame. Like, nah, you need to focus on getting yourself right. Like taking care of your mind. So I thought I missed the live. Nah, I'm still here. Like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here now, but since you showed up, like, you do be commented, so I can probably go a little longer because this is the longest I have been on live. So shout out to me again. Once I got pat myself on the back. But I've been talking about a bunch of different things. Like, it ain't. I can't even tell you what I've been talking about. Once I see a comment, I automatically forget what I was just previously talking about before the comment came in. So, but I do be saying a lot. I know I be talking a lot, and most of the time, my wife be the only person who I can talk to. So now I got live, and as long as I got one person in my live, it don't even matter for one person. It could be zero people in my live, but I'm gonna talk because I know eventually somebody gonna go back and watch the video. So it's never like I'm talking to myself. Or if you want to do live, but you afraid ain't nobody gonna watch your stuff, just think like when you do blow up, cause you gonna work on yourself until you gonna build your shit up. No matter what it takes, you gonna keep going. So when you on your live and you trying to get monetized, think about it. Even if nobody's watching now, somebody gonna always go back. And even if it don't take today, tomorrow, next week, when you blow up, you gonna always have day one fans or people that go all the way back. Just like with me and Nipsey, like I went back and listened to all his music. I didn't just listen to Victory Lap. I didn't just listen to Crenshaw. No, I went back to Bullets Ain't Got No Names. I went back to Slauson Boy once. So I'm like, man, I did that with the podcast. Like from the day I started that, I knew I ain't had no fans. I knew I ain't had no listeners, but yeah, I just kept talking. I just kept posting, and eventually it grew to what it became. So you gotta always think like years ahead. You can't just think about now. Like even though I know it's three people in the live now, like shit, ain't no telling how many people gonna be there and be in and watch this live a year from now. So don't ever get caught up and confused in your like numbers right now. Like especially when you building it from the ground up. Especially when you ain't got no handout. Like so, always be proud of like any type of progress you make in your life. Like so, what did your comment say? I'm branding. Oh, I'm braiding, so I can't comment. I'll watch a replay. Make sure y'all comment like. Thank you for that. Like, definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and share. Like, sure. Once I get monetized and I become a moderator, I'll be able to make Tasha a moderator because she definitely be in the live. So, shout out to Tasha G and everybody else who been tuning in, commenting. Like, definitely the wifey. She and then here like the few times she did comment. Laquita, she been commented a lot. Like, it's cool when people from like high school. Like we've been out of high school since 2008. So that's a long time. So it's good when people see you from high school, bro. So, but shout out to D Tucker. He definitely been commenting. Mr. Motivator. Like I'm gonna always remember these names because it ain't a lot of people commenting. Who else? I know it's one more in here. Matthew Smith. Or let me not say your whole name, but definitely shout out to Matthew for commenting. Matic, Messiah, for sure. Everybody who been coming in, tuning in and out, like I definitely appreciate it because I definitely wouldn't be able to just. I mean, I could have been talking to myself, but it's cool when you got somebody in here like to like conversate with because it makes me feel a whole lot better. I ain't just talking to myself. And like I couldn't do this on Facebook. Facebook would have been cut me off in like an hour. Then no matter how long you is on Facebook, they not gonna pay you. to be on live. So I'm like I'm gonna focus, like I said, all my energy into YouTube. I know I'm gonna get this mug monetized, and once I get it monetized, the views are gonna be up from the shorts. Like so, all I gotta do is like don't stop and keep doing what I did to get to me to where I got here. Like that's what people get caught up at when they get to a certain level. They stop doing what it took for them to make it. Like and when they fall off, they're like, damn, I don't want to do with it. Like I don't want to go through that process all again. But shit, I done started over. I don't know how many times. Like so, it don't even mean it ain't nothing for me to start over. But I realize once you stop, like you can be consistent at something, but once you stop and get off track, it'd be hard for you to start something again. So, like I said, I'm kind of happy my IG got hacked because it made me focus more on YouTube. And like it was just like I had a whole perspective like change. I'm like, man, I'm just about to go super hard or not super hard, but I'm just about to super extra on fucking YouTube. Like, and anytime I go on Instagram anyway, I see an inspirational type of video. So I'm like, it's nothing for me to screen record it. They don't. The process is only 3 minutes tops. 3 minutes tops. I see a short video. I screen record it and like go to my photos, edit it, then post it on YouTube with a title. You could do that 10 times, and that won't even take 10 minutes out. Like it won't even take 30 minutes out your day. Like 10 videos, like, and you gon' be on Facebook, you gon' be on Instagram, you gon' see some video that makes you laugh, makes you like whatever. Like you gon' see something, so why not post it? So once you lose your Instagram, are you able to get it back? My Instagram was truly hacked by a person. Like I don't plan on getting that back. I don't care. Like I was never really too much attached to that Instagram. Well, in the beginning I was when I was first getting all those followers, but now I don't care. Like I looked at that as like the last thing my brother truly gave me. Like if somebody was like, "Hey, your brother gave you that," like they would have been like, "He gave you your followers." So now I don't. I'm glad I don't have that YouTube no more. I mean not YouTube, but that Instagram no more. But I was mad that I thought I was gonna get it back and I didn't. Like the hacker scammed me out of like $150. I'm like, damn. I'm like, bruh. If he didn't. I seen like he probably got like 10 profiles. So if he get 10 people for at least $100 each, that's like, bro, if you gotta do that one time and do 10 people a day. Just like I post videos a day. Like if I'm hacking shit, I'm hacking Instagram and getting people to getting people to pay me and not even giving them they fucking shit back. Like that's what he did. So I'm like, and I already knew. First of all, you don't pay no fucking terrorists, no. But me, like this motherfucker, spiritually, I felt like he needed the money. So I'm like, fuck it, I got it. So here, but when he kept coming back and asking for more shit, more money, I'm like, all right, nah, fuck you. Like, get out of here. Like, I don't even give a fuck about the Instagram. Now, like, you just like throwing this shit in my face. Like, you think I'm an idiot. So I cursed his ass. I put a like literally I put a curse on the dude who hacked my Instagram. I'm pretty sure his life gonna be fucking hell. Like I'm 100% sure his life gonna be hell. And it wasn't because he hacked my Instagram, but it's because he fucking kept bugging like basically like trying to extort me and shit. So I'm like, this shit ain't cool. So I'm 100% sure the motherfucker who hacked my shit, the way his life turned out, he gonna always remember me. I'm like, damn, when he a old, if he ever make it to an old man, he like, damn, I had this one black guy and my life was never the same. But shit, sometimes you don't know who you fucking with, especially spiritually. Like, you don't want to fuck with just anybody. Like, I know people be like loud at the mouth and they may seem cocky and they may seem like some, but you'll never know what a person, who a person is spiritually, or definitely who they got around them. Like me, usually I don't like try to curse nobody. I don't try to go that route. But at the same time, I'm getting to a level like I'm not about to let you stop me. Like I'm not about to let you first of all antagonize like play me like that. Like it was cool you got the hacking. Like I'm in school for hacking, so that's the most ironic part about it. Like I know the steps like I should have been looking out for, but I once again got played out my position or got played out my Instagram, but it was a blessing. So I'm once again like truly thankful. Even though I had 27,000 followers, I was losing followers every day. Nobody was liking my shit. Nobody was able to see that I was posting. So I'm like, shit, whatever. Like, as soon as that shit got hacked, I'm telling you, my YouTube channel started blowing up. I mean, not blowing up, but like coming to life and shit. It's been the best choice for me. Shit. Not that I was on YouTube not that I was on Instagram anyway. It wasn't like Instagram was a big distraction out of my shit. The biggest thing for my Instagram is the people that I had on there. Like I really had some in not interesting people, but like important people on my Instagram. And probably half the reason like I even got those relationships because they seen I had a large following. So I'm like, that was the biggest thing, but at the same time, I'm about to build this YouTube, and I already built those. I got numbers from most of those people, so it really don't fucking matter. So, and if I didn't get that number, then oh well, like shit, it really don't matter. Everything happened for a reason. I, I'm happy I done built that shit up to 1 million subscribers. I'm like 1 million followers, and then somebody hacked my shit. Then I would be pissed if my shit was just popping and growing and shit. But my shit was kind of dead, so I'm like, shit, they did me a favor, for real. That shit didn't cost me to build that up. I didn't pay for no followers. I didn't pay for comments. None of that shit. Like shit, my brother. I was just in my brother's videos, and shit, his fans started following me. So shit, I got a bunch of my brother's fans. And shit, I was trying to let go of everything my brother gave me, cause I'm telling you, man, when me and him got into it, he had gave me a bunch of clothes, his old clothes. This is 2018. He gave me his old jewelry, like, and then like the last thing I truly had was the followers that I had gained from being around him. So when I got rid of all that stuff he had gave me, like I was truly holding on to my Instagram. So when I let that go, like I was truly able to like move forward. It was like a new chapter. Like losing that Instagram channel, that Instagram page was like truly a new beginning for me. Like if you into tarot, like it was a tower moment for me. But all tower moments ain't bad things. It's just like a new beginning. I get to start fresh. I get to build it back up in a positive way, in a different way. So when you go through shit in life, when shit seem like it's bad, what you go through, it really ain't. I promise you, that shit really ain't bad. Like, cause motherfuckers be going through shit, good shit. People you would expect people would be happy to go through some of the shit they be happy, and they be so depressed and shit. So nah, I ain't one of them people. That's what I'm gonna do. When I finish smoking my blunts all the way down to the roach, I ain't gonna roll another blunt. Then I'm gonna get off the live. So I still got a nice little amount. Cause shit, I be smoking weed all day anyway. So I'm like, man, I could. What's crazy is when I first started doing YouTube videos, I would do YouTube videos with just me smoking and talking. I wasn't on live, but I would just record a camera and I just sit and just smoke and talk. Now I'm literally smoking and talking on live for hours. If I had stayed consistent in 2017, I'd have probably had millions of subscribers, millions of views. Ain't no telling. But I'm like, I had to go through all those different stages to get here. That's why life is so like fun. Like even though it be so much fucked up shit you go through, it be like when you look back on life, like man, that shit was easy. It was nothing. I can go, like man. But at the same time, when you be going through the bullshit, like why God, why? like shit. I know it's plenty of time on my journey. I was crying about some shit. Like, why is this shit happening? Then like a couple days later, I'll be like, my spirit show me like why shit happened. I'm like, oh damn, I shouldn't have been crying. Like now I was a little bitch for crying for some shit. Look like a little whine ass baby when I would complain to my ancestors and shit. Like I know y'all don't be on that shit like that. I know a lot of people just believe in God and Jesus, but shit, your ancestors is real. Motherfuckers who died that you know, they be right there with you. And them people that help you, they don't be the ones that protect you on your journey. People be thinking it be Jesus. You can I call on Jesus, but I call on Jesus when I pray over my food, cause shit, my food always been protected. But as far as when I want some, like, get some shit done really in my life, man, my ancestors, they be working. You better call on your grandma who passed away, your Gigi, your grandpa. If they was good with money and you need some money, you better pray and call on them. I'm telling you, shit. So you better. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, what nobody thinks. Shit, that shit works. When you depend on the people that was here and that's still here, I'm telling you, they do not be in no heaven. They do not be in no pearly gates where everything you eat is only. I mean, I was told when I was growing up, this is what made me not want to go to heaven. Y'all, this, I know it's kind of fucked up. When I was a kid, they were like, if you go to heaven, only thing there is like church music playing, gospel music playing, and you only get there's milk and honey, and this gold, everything you can live in a mansion. Bro, when I was lactose intolerant, I'm like, this shit don't. And then I'm like, I would go to this church, and the singing part would be the longest part. And I'm like, I'm not trying to go to heaven when I die like that. That shit sound like hell to me. So I'm like, for real, I'm not trying to, like, this shit don't make sense. Like what I was going through and what I was thinking, I'm like, this shit ain't normal. This shit, I ain't supposed to think no shit like this. This ain't no positive. I wasn't saying it wasn't no positive thinking, but I'm like, man, like if I was to tell anybody this shit, if I was to say this shit out loud, I know the pastor would like just crucify me for saying some shit like that. But at the same time, like shit, these was the thoughts I was thinking. And am I wrong to not want to be in heaven where 24/7 is church music? Like milk and honey. Like I said, I'm lactose intolerant. Even though I know your spirit ain't lactose intolerant, just I don't want to just be drinking milk and honey and just eating grapes like for forever. Like if you think about it, if you go to heaven, what they say is heaven forever, just like hell forever. Like you get bored of certain things. Like people don't understand. Like it's the reason why you go through ups and downs in life. Because if your life was just one way, like you get no type of learning out of that. You get no type of experience out of that. So, like me, whether good, bad, like I'm always like happy. Like shit, I'm going through something. Like my wife would tell you when I go through certain shit, I'd be like happy because I'm like it's something different in my life. Like when I feel like I gotta put work in, like when I feel like there's pressure on me, I get so excited because then like I get to. It seems like I'm showing off my skills, like how great I am, but it's only with myself. It's not like I be trying to tell the world or show the world this, but like when I feel like I'm under pressure, I operate like perfectly. Like shit just be flowing like that. I'm like, man, I love being under pressure, but at the same time, like that, when you constantly under pressure, you get the question like, damn, when do I get a break from this? But even though that's what makes you who you are, but still, we all contradict ourselves. I know I do. I contradict myself a lot. And the fact that I'm just randomly talking and y'all just randomly listen, I really fuck with y'all. I like for real. Like this shit is cool because it's plenty of times I didn't watch somebody live and I'm like, damn, I've been here for a minute now. Like sometimes I be even like shit. I ain't got no super chat because my shit ain't monetized. But like when I be in somebody live and shit, I be like, if they send some real shit, I always fucking hit them with a super chat. Like 'cause shit, shit, most people they make their life off. They make living off YouTube. Like me, I would never get to the point, no matter how much YouTube pay me, where YouTube is my only income. So for some people, YouTube is a job for them. YouTube would never be a job for me. This would never be my job because I always got more income coming in. So, but I do want to add this as an income, and it ain't even nothing wrong with people who got this only as an income. Cause hey, if you doing what you love to do, then that's cool. You successful in life. Being a failure in life is doing what you don't want to do in life, but you still doing it. Working a job you hate, or staying in a relationship you don't want to be in, or whatever it is. Like that's when you failing in life. So you will never fail in life when you're trying to do something. When you're trying to be somebody. When you're trying to create something for yourself. So shit. Never give a fuck what nobody else think, what nobody else say, because the right people gonna gravitate to you, and they ain't gonna ever talk down on you. They ain't gonna ever talk down about your dreams. When you open up and you want to vent like shit, they gonna be able to give you some advice that's gonna work. So shit, when you start to put yourself in a better position around better people, like shit, your life will always turn out for the best. Like, but you gotta get yourself out of the mess, out of shit. That'd be the hardest part. Letting go of like a person you've been with for some years, and you know you ain't supposed to be with them. Like me and my last marriage, like I knew I was supposed to been going out that marriage, but I stayed way longer. So I was like penalized. Like I was penalized by the universe because I knew I was supposed to be gone. I didn't follow my intuition. I didn't listen to myself. I was listening to a pastor. Like literally, I was listening to a dude who only wanted me in his church because I had income coming in. So of course I'm gonna pay tithes and offering. I ain't there, then that's he gonna still have a family in his church, but he not getting that money. So of course he gonna tell me what's best for him. He not gonna tell me what's best for me. So I had to understand like shit. I put myself in that situation, chasing a fat ass. That's what it was. But I was chasing a fat ass. That's when I fucking went through that bullshit. When I would start saying, like, hey, going out some MySpace, bro. If I never had MySpace, I'd have been good. Nah, I still found myself in some bullshit, but still, in MySpace, balls on my whole days. And those hell days called me, put me, like, good thing I ain't catch no deadly disease or no bullshit like that, but still, like, the situation I put myself in, having three kids, three children, beautiful children. I love them to death, but I shouldn't have had them with her. Like for real, I was never supposed to be with her. But I was chasing after what I thought I wanted, what I thought was a trophy. Like shit, I wanted to brag. I'm like, hey, I got to look at her, but old time shit, that ain't what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. But it's cool. I learned my lesson. I did that in my 20s. Good thing I ain't mess up in my 30s. Well, I'm still in my 30s, but good thing I'm good in my 30s. I messed up bad, but I ain't messed up that bad to where shit, I'm still trying to recover from the same mistakes. So some people they get stuck in the bullshit. They never get out. Some people get out, but they never recover. Some people get out, recover, and like get back up on their feet. So shit, I'm the latter. So which one you gonna be? Because we all gonna go through some bullshit. All right. Mm. Plus, what else is you gonna live for? Like shit. What else you gonna do in this life? Is you gonna just work, rant, like for real? Whoever in here listening, is you gonna just work for somebody else that's at home or on a yacht or driving a Lamborghini? Are you gonna work for them for how much? $20 an hour, $25 an hour, while they making 30 million a year? Or are you gonna try to be that person that creates some type of business like that? You're not gonna get it off the back. It's not gonna be like that off the back. But 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line, if you build your business up and it became a franchise even at that, like, do you understand how much money like you can make, like how much money you're worth, how much? Because we all got great ideas, we all got $1 million ideas, but we never like do nothing with them. We let them go to waste, and then somebody else would take that use that idea that we thought was our idea, but nope. The universe always like it works like that. Being a kid taught me that. For real, I'd be like have ideas as kids, and then I would see those ideas manifest. Somebody else create what I thought was my idea, and I'm like, what? That's my idea. Like, so doing it as a kid and understanding it as an adult, yes, God will give you that idea to create for yourself. But if you don't do it, like you gonna miss out. So it's like we all under one collective conscious, and it's like we all get the same ideas, we all get the same thoughts, like we all go through the same shit. Like, so I'm telling you, some people just don't get that shit. Some people don't never realize it. But that they don't try to learn that either, because you always got people that's willing to give you that information. You always got YouTube videos that people willing to talk about, like certain shit that's gonna help you get from unstuck. But most people rather watch what pleases their flesh. Like they'd rather watch what's not truly good for them, but it's entertaining. They able to laugh at somebody else's pain. They able to talk about somebody else's miss falls. So me, I never been interested in doing none of that shit. I'd rather been the person that's in the game. I don't want to be the spectator. Like shit, I've never. What's crazy? I've never been to no major league sports game, but I've also never been the person watching the game saying, "Hey, you should do this." Like I just been able to enjoy the game. So me, I'm in the game of life. I'm playing this. Like I'm on the road to that riches, millions. Like, and I'm not gonna stop until the day I die. And by the time I die, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna manifest it, everything I wanted by now. Like as the 30-year-old me, I know by the time I die, I'd have made way more of what I'm asking for right now. So I know what I'm asking for right now ain't even, that's not the end goal. That's just part of this journey. That's just the next milestone that I'm trying to reach. Like, so, I mean, I got goals on top of goals. I got plans. Of like, man, I just be doing so much. I'm always telling my girl, I'm like, "Oh, babe, ain't it crazy how I just be doing everything? Like, really, I'm just not just doing one thing. Like, when I say like shit, you gotta put the work in if you wanna make something happen. Like shit can come to you. God will bless you. Yes, you can get blessed with $1,000 here and there, $10,000 there. But if you want some shit to come to you, like if you really want the universe to work for you gotta put that work out too. Like you gotta put that energy out. You gonna put the energy out by always talking about people, always judging people. Yeah, you gonna get some shit back from that too. It's gonna be the exact same thing returned to you times 10. Or you gonna put some work in, some positive work. Like some you when you set your intention, you work towards that and don't stop. I don't you know, don't let nobody stop you. Shit, relationship, your lover, your kids, like don't let nobody distract you. Like for real, I stayed distracted for the longest time. I would say I had ADHD, but I've never truly diagnosed for it. But I found myself always being distracted, not able to stay focused on doing one task without getting distracted to do 10 other things. Like this was crazy. Now, this the longest I've ever been able to sit in one spot, talk to a camera without fidgeting to get like do something on my phone or my computer. Like y'all don't understand like what me myself have been tapping into lately because I ain't never been on the type to do this. Like for real, I've never been on Facebook Live for more than probably an hour. Like, I've never been on Instagram for longer than like 45 minutes. YouTube, like the longest before I started posting, I never got on live longer than 22 minutes. Like so to be on this month for this long, like I know you can do it. Like there's nothing that's stopping you from achieving your goals because me, like I was the biggest procrastinator. I always had ideas, things I wanted to do, but I always had excuses why I couldn't do it. But those are excuses are just things because I was being lazy. And it ain't even being lazy because basically I was doing what I'm doing now, but not truly talking out loud. But I would come in my office, be on my computer, and just like being my space. There's another word for it. I'm pretty sure there's definitely another word, but that's the word I know. But yeah, like I said, I will just be in right here in this office just for hours. But I could have been using a lot of in that time, like just being on live, just like doing the same thing. Like I said, smoking, talking, thinking, talking. Shit, I usually will listen to music, but like I ain't trying to get copyrighted. But I probably wouldn't get copyrighted. But at the same time, like that would distract me. Music does distract me to a sense. So yeah, I'm definitely proud of, and I'm proud of y'all for like tuning in, like for real. That's crazy how I've been sticking for over this long period of time. Because I've never sat with nobody this long in their life. Probably yeah. Nah, I think I have. I have. Probably I watched the live that was after like previously recorded, but I don't think I ever been on live like a live this long. I watch videos this long, definitely. But it all comes with growth and like experience and understand like shit I could do with the people who I watch. I can do what they do too. Like one of the people who I watch on YouTube, his name is Brother Panic, and he got lives that's like over 8 hours long. So I'm like, and he just be sitting in his house, sometimes laying down, sometimes at his desk, just kicking knowledge, just talking shit like for real for hours. Sometimes leaving, eating. He ate shrooms on his live before. Like shrooms didn't start tripping. He really wasn't tripping, but like literally he had shrooms, like ate shrooms, like so. And shit he be talking about like be like yeah, you be like Kendall, you listen to that? Like what? Like that? Like so I be tapping into some information, some knowledge that people are scared to like understand. Like they don't want to go that far because this like it goes against everything they believe in. Like stuff that the knowledge that I tapped into, like it goes against everything that I was raised to believe in. And the only reason I went that way to get that information because I had to understand like I had to understand okay, if God got a perspective, then that means the devil got a perspective. Not to say I wasn't looking for the devil and with his religion, but I came across information that like spoke on Lucifer's behalf. Like I've never went into no Satanism type of church, none of that shit. But I did come across certain books that spoke on certain things, and it was like, oh my gosh, this shit is blowing my mind. Like, oh shit, like the world is really this way, and it's not what they say it is. So, like I said, I can't say. I mean, brother, panic. If you tap into it, like if you a person like me, or if I heard somebody mention a name, I'm gonna go watch that person's video. So, like, if you one of them type of people who type in brother panic and you see what he's saying, you can be like, oh shit, I understand what he's saying. Like, but at the same time, it's that type of information is not for everybody. Like, everybody can't go listen to brother panic. Everybody can't go listen to Bobby Hemmett. Everybody can't go listen to Daylight. That's a battle rapper. But Daylight, if you watch his live, like his old lives on YouTube from years ago, the stuff he talking about, you like, wait, it's it was expanding my mind as I was listening to certain things. So I'm like, oh shit, like I'm on to something. It ain't the average shit that everybody can take into. Like this type of shit ain't for everybody, and that's why you can't be always. Hey, y'all should be tapping into what I'm tapping into because you don't know what's for that person. Like you're me, I know. Like I truly don't feel like I come from Earth. Everybody else don't feel like that, so I can't be saying how I feel to everybody else who don't feel like that. Like, 'cause then they gonna like, this nigga need to be in a asylum. This nigga need to be in a straitjacket. But nah, I know there's people who believe like I believe who believed in what I believed in. Like I said, Nipsey also truly confirmed what I was already believing in by the time I was like truly start tapping into him. So I'm like, shit, I seen he did it right. He probably died at 33 and went out that way, but we all gonna die one day, and we all can't just die in our sleep. Like some people gonna die from sickness, some people gonna die getting car accidents, some people gonna die from whatever. Like, so we all gonna go, and everybody can't live no long life. So shit, it really don't matter how the fuck you go. Shit, as long as before you do go, make sure you leave your mark. Make sure like by the time you go, like your name still like I'm telling you, shit. His Nipsey Hustle video blew my channel the fuck up. Like, and he's been gone for over 2 years. So, like, I'm trying to leave a mark like that. At the end of the day, when I'm gone, somebody could post or share my video, and it able to help them like on multiple levels, not just monetarily, but just inspirational wise, just motivational wise. Like, so me, I'm trying to leave that mark that like when I'm gone, like these videos are still played 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, like whatever I did, the podcast, YouTube, whatever, interviews, like it's gonna live on way past when I'm gone. And all I gotta do is make sure I just keep putting that work in now, like just keep my head down and just keep going forward because what else I got to do? Like I said, when I wake up, I'm gonna come into this office and I'm either gonna get on this computer and look at my YouTube numbers and sit here and probably watch a couple YouTube videos and probably that's it. Like, or I can do the same thing and get on live and like just whoever's up at the time, like shit, I could just kick and talk about what I talk about. And at first, I'll always be saying like, man, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but at the same time, shit, that's what this life is. Like that's everything you see is repeated. Everything you see is copied. Whether it's the shoes, whether it's the clothes, everything is the same as something else. Pepsi, Cola, Coca-Cola, that's the exact same shit. Like what the fuck? Burger King and McDonald's, the exact same shit. Like everything is copied. Like, so why should I be saying like, oh, I don't want to keep repeating myself when motherfucker, you gon' do that. Like, I'm speaking for myself, not nobody else, but like shit, I'm gonna repeat myself. Like shit, cause I ain't had too many other experience for me to always be talking about something different. Like so until I experience something different, I'm gonna keep talking about what I know, all I know about. So that comes with growth as well. Like shit, cause at first, like that made me stop the podcast, like fucking not wanting to keep repeating myself because I would listen to my old podcast and I would listen to different episodes and I was like, damn, I keep saying the same thing over and over. And I got sick of hearing that shit. So I'm like, it made me stop doing that. But whole time when people would listen to my podcast, they wasn't hearing me repeating myself. Only I was. So I'm like, damn shit. This shit, life is truly tricky because you could be the one. It could be you that's holding yourself back. Not nobody else, not nobody, how nobody think, but how you think, how you act towards yourself, how you talk to yourself. Like shit. So, but like, make sure y'all like while y'all here. Make sure y'all like share, subscribe if y'all ain't subscribed. Comment. Like I love to interact with people, even though commenting does throws me off. But at the same time, sometimes I don't be having nothing to talk about, and I don't just want to be just rambling at the mouth. Somebody want to talk about something. So yeah, if you in here, make sure you like, comment, share. But like I said, I'm proud of myself because I usually don't. I ain't never talk this long. Like this is past 3 hours. Like I've never ever in my life talked to nobody. Talked to like for 3 hours long. Like so that mean obviously mean like shit. I didn't fucking like did something, tapped into something where like shit. I'm not expecting nothing less from myself. Like I'm not expecting me to like just not post every day no more. Like or at least yeah, like I'm not expecting nothing less when it comes to like at least YouTube. Or shit, I don't expect nothing less from life shit. Like shit. I expect like to get everything. I expect for things to go my way. Like I expect like for life to be great for me to live a luxurious life. I don't expect nothing less. But it ain't gonna come how like I said, it never comes how you want it. And of course you gotta work to get what you want. If I want to talk this big game and say I want this big shit, then I gotta put in that big work. Shit. Because you could talk a big game and say, this is what you want and this is what you're going to manifest. But if you not willing to do the work, then that shit just going to be a dream. Shit. And I love to sleep and I love dreams, but at the same time, I hate waking up from them too because that shit be gone. And most of the time, I forgot what I dreamed about. So dreaming is cool, but if you're not putting no work in and no action behind it, then you really wasting precious time, wasting precious energy, and like shit, that shit ain't gonna do nothing for nobody. Especially when you got kids. So me having 7 kids, I got to do this. Like, cause, but then again, I don't. That be the whole thing. That always stops me when I be like, man, I want to go hard on monetize. I mean, I want to get monetized on YouTube, with that voice and be in the back of my head say, you you don't have to do that shit. Like, you got money coming in, so it really ain't. You really don't gotta do nothing. But me now, I'm like, fuck that little voice that's saying that. No, Kenna, you want to get monetized that. Like, if you truly say you a Nipsey Hustle fan, then you better tap in that hustle spirit and hustle your ass on this motherfucking YouTube. So shit, like when I hear that little negative voice, I truly cuts that version out of me. Like whoever that is, wherever that voice come from, it probably be somebody who be thinking negative and be hearing my thoughts. Be like, nah, this Kenneth ain't gonna do shit. Then I hear that shit, then I have to cuss that shit out or whoever that is out. So they probably hear me cussing them out when they be talking negative about me, but at the same time, I don't be focusing on that shit. Again, I ain't gonna let nobody stop me, especially not no thoughts, not no negative thoughts. Cause I ain't trying to manifest nothing negative in my life. Shit, I already did manifested enough that shit, bro. When I would always think negative, and I was realize my life was going in a pattern, and like I would repeat certain things over and over. I'm like, man, like I know it's more to this. I know, like, and I don't know why I kept making the same mistakes, but at the same time, I ain't had no guidance. I ain't had nobody saying, hey, this is what I went through in life, and you gonna go through this. Like, I ain't had none of that. So when I figured it out on my own, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure I give this information out because shit, I was stuck for years, not being aware of who I was, not knowing why I was here, not knowing why I keep repeating certain things. So I'm like, I know I ain't the only person who's been through that, and I know the majority of the world is still stuck. So if I can just speak my truth, then I know it's gonna influence somebody else. I know they gonna be like, hey, check Kenneth out. Check what he said. Check Positive Minds Only out. Like I know that's how the word of mouth works. So shit, I'm gonna use my words and speak some positivity in my life and like shit. Don't stop. Like I said, I don't really fuck with P Diddy like that, but yeah, he said one of the greatest things: can't stop, won't stop. Shit, and I tell him I'm gone and shit. Even when I die, my spirit and soul still gonna be alive. So I'ma just be. I'm leaving Earth. I'm telling y'all that y'all ain't nobody gonna be able to call on my spirit and think I'm gonna be an ancestor and coming back and helping y'all ass. Fuck no, y'all gonna get a fucking echo. Like ain't nobody gonna be able to contact me. I'm gonna be out this bitch. Like for real. Like probably on a planet or somewhere in a galaxy where it's nothing but beaches and palm trees and you ain't even in no flesh. It's just your spirit. Like so, like shit, ain't no telling where I'm gonna go. Like, cause it's all about your beliefs, what you believe in, like what you think, what you can create with your own mind. Like shit. But I know I be saying some off the wall shit, but that's just what I be thinking about. I literally just say what I think, and like there's no lies on nothing I'm saying. Like I can't even lie about what I'm talking about because shit just be flowing. Like it's impossible. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's impossible for me to lie, but like as me evolving to who I am now, when I lie to somebody, like it be so funny because I don't have to lie, but at the same time, I evolve to a point of knowing like everybody can't like the truth ain't for everybody. So sometimes you have to lie. So when I lie, I'm like, it'd be so funny because I'm like, damn, this shit is so easy because everybody lies, but not everybody tells the truth. So I be getting so caught up in the truth, and it really be hurting motherfuckers. People don't be wanting to hear the truth all the time. So I'm like, sometimes like you gotta lie, but at the same time, don't make that who you is. Like, cause shit, you on this earth, you gon' lie, you gon' sin, you gon' like lust, you gon' have temptation, you gon' go through pain, you gon' go through sickness, you gon' go through everything, every emotion, anger, sadness, happiness, joy. You gon' go through this shit. So while you here, like shit, just have fun. Like shit, do what you want out of life. Get what you want out of life. Shit, don't stop. For what? Ain't nobody gonna. There's nobody to stop you but yourself. Wow. And shit, I did not know I was gonna get on this mug and be on here this long. For real, I had no clue. Cause I'm like, I was gonna walk my dog, get on here for an hour and 30 minutes. Hour and 30 minutes turned into this. Hey, yeah, I'm all about pushing myself to the limit. Like this is me being in a gym, cause Lord knows, the universe knows, you will not catch me in no fucking gym. You will not catch me working out ever. So this is me being in the gym, working out, working myself out, pushing myself to the limit, talking for over 3 hours. So like I may not be physically strong like everybody else or like the niggas that be in the gym, but best believe I'm mentally stronger. Like, cause I definitely be pushing myself, and I stay trying to push the people around me as well. Like I don't want nobody to be stuck. I hate when people get stuck, cause as I grow, then people gonna keep feeling the type of way, and then they gonna start to hate me because I continue to grow, but they not growing. So I'm like, I'm always trying to encourage people, like, hey, if I did it, you can do it too, cause I was the quiet kid who didn't say nothing. Like I had no type of hustle about me. I had like nothing. Of course, I was special. I always felt special, but like nothing. Of course, I was special. I always felt special, but if I did it, you can do it too. Because I had a bunch of obstacles in front of me, and I was my biggest obstacle. So shit, if anybody get out their way, their own way, they gonna be successful. Um, I'm gonna end this live because shit, even though I know there's people still here, like I want to be able to save tomorrow, like and go some more a long live as well. So I don't want to just burn myself out. But even though this ain't burning myself out either, because I don't feel burnt out. And once again, that's the little bitch in me saying, "Hey, you should quit. You made it this long." Nope, I'm not gonna listen to myself. I'm gonna keep going. Fuck that shit. Like, man, I said, want to get to 0 people, then I'll leave. But like, that's like certain things. Like, I catch myself slipping. Like, I'm like, I don't know, cause it ain't like I feel like I'm tired. Cause if I get in the bed, am I gonna go straight to sleep? Cause that's what I'm gonna be on. Like shit. If I get in the bed, I ain't gonna try to lay and watch TV. Cause if I'm gonna lay and watch TV, then I could be on live. Cause there's nothing on TV that's gonna like that's not helping me get no type of money. Like watching nothing on TV. So like this is the best thing right now. It's like YouTube Live because even though I'm not gonna get paid today, this is all like intellectual property, and this is all gonna eventually pay me. Especially when people just keep watching and listening, and they keep growing and growing. So, like I said, just you gotta just be pulling it, willing to put the work in. And the book Think and Grow Rich that told me that like this dude was willing to work 20 years for not $1. Like for the who it was for the richest man in what was his name at the time? I say what was his name at the time, like his name changed, but Napoleon Hill worked for Andrew Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie was one of the richest men at the time, and he asked him like, "Do you want to work for free?" And he said, "Yeah," without no hesitation. But the work he was doing, it was like gonna eventually make him multi-millionaire. So like I said, he interviewed all the richest people at that time, or like I said I was about to say Tom Ford, but some of the people who created certain things like the cars. What's the Ford car name? Who's the dude who created that car? Then there's other people who one of the Rockefellers, like he talked to different people of that nature. He would ask them like, what was how did they get to their position? And they was talking about how thinking positive, using their mindset, visualizing, like working hard, like shit not happening overnight, shit not coming like how you want it to come. So you gotta be willing, no matter what. Don't stop, keep pressing forward. So shit, me knowing that, like I'm gonna go keep going hard. I'm gonna keep pressing forward, cause shit is manifesting way quicker now than it did in the early 1900s. It may have took 20 years back then for you to follow your manifestations to come true, but now we in the day and age where these years is flying by quick. So that means the manifestations are coming by quicker. So if you manifesting bullshit, more bullshit is gonna come quicker. And if you manifest more positive shit, then that's gonna keep coming more quicker. So me, I'm like, man, I just gotta stay positive. Like, what does it cost? It doesn't cost me anything to think positive. It costs me to think negative. Like, cause when I manifest not even when I manifest negativity, but when I did manifest negativity, it always cost me more. Like, so I'm like, man, being on this road, it's been quick, but it's been also long at the same time. Cause some of these days it's been some long ass days, but over time has seemed to always fly by. So if you utilize your time more wisely and like instead on bullshit, you'll be able to like manifest whatever the fuck you want to manifest. Honestly, you'll be able to get whatever you want to get, and shit, you're gonna be able to inspire the hoes that's coming behind you. Like, cause every one of us that's on this live right now have some type of uh, fan, some type of supporter. Whether it's a family that believe in us, whether it's a friend that believe in us, whether it's your partner that believe in us, believe in you. Like every one of us, you got a mission, you got a purpose. Like I'm telling you, you wouldn't be on this live if you didn't. Like 'cause everybody you know here, I'm pretty sure if I was talking about some bullshit, I'll have probably 100 people in this live. Like, because I'm talking about what the world wants me to talk about. But at the same time, like that's not gonna help nobody grow. That's not gonna help nobody evolve. It's not gonna help you get no type of money. It's not gonna help you grow no type of way. Like so, I'm like, I'm not gonna focus on that. I'm not gonna put that energy out there. Like, cause people really get paid off drama, posting other people's lives and like the other people are going through, and they talk about that shit and they get paid off of it. And I'm like, I can't do that. So I'd rather just post some positive messages. And like, I may not blow up as fast as a drama page, but eventually, like, shit, if I do this shit every day for a year, like, just imagine how much I'm gonna grow. Like, so I'm proud of myself for just keep sticking through, like, keep going forward, keep pressing forward. Cause shit, this shit get ugly sometimes. Get tiring, get rough. But that's just life. Shit, you can go through, you can have nothing. Life can get way more ugly than what it already is. Shit. There's nothing for you to be working at a job and you don't want nothing more than your life to get way worse. You could lose that job. You could lose your car. You could lose your, like whatever. And then shit, life could be way worse. So me, I'm always talking about how life could be way better. How life is way better. And how it's gonna continue to be way better, and I want everybody else to live that type of life too. Shit, because even though I'm a loner, I do want to have people around me that like that's positive thinking people. Like, I do want to have individuals like that want something for themselves, and that have a like that can have a vision for me that I don't see myself, and help me manifest that. That's why I don't mind like having like people around me sometimes because I'm like they be giving me ideas that I'd have never thought for myself but it's because they see something or they hear something I say that it sparks them in a certain fashion. So I mean, everybody benefits from it. So mm, I did say once I finished smoking, I was gonna get off the live, but still got a little roach left. I could have a pound of weed and I'll still smoke a roach. Like no lie, like for real. Like I could have pounds and I'll still smoke a roach. Like, but it's because like shit, I'm a person that have to stay grounded. Like I have to continue to do what I did to get me in this situation. So no matter what, I ain't gonna say I won't ever change. But at the same time, like shit, we supposed to change. We supposed to grow. And if you're not changing, then that means you're staying the same. And then honestly, you can never stay the same because every year you get older. Every year your face is getting wrinkles or whatever. So shit, you gonna change regardless whether you want to change or not. But you want to be conscious about your change. You want to be able to control the change in a positive way. So shit, don't settle for nothing. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let no job hold you back. Don't let no school hold you back. No friend, no mama, daddy, nobody. And then follow the people like that inspire you to want more and like do more out of life. Don't always be on social media with a bunch of people who really don't fuck with you, really don't want what's best for you, but you seeing they post every day and they throwing subliminals. Like you shouldn't even be following those type of people. Like on no type of social media. Your social media should be full of what inspires you, what motivates you, what's helping you grow, like what you love to do. Like that's what you should be having on your social media. Once again, like I said, when my Instagram got hacked, like I was okay with it because like even though I wasn't following a bunch of bullshit, still like it was a distraction. So don't let nobody distract you from your goal, from where you trying to get in life, where you trying to go. Shit, keep moving forward. Shit, like I said, like Diddy say, can't stop, won't stop. And I gotta stop saying I don't like Diddy because I really don't even know Diddy. I ain't never met that nigga. You know, even though I know what YouTube videos say, I'm like, well, see, conspiracy videos, shit like that, will give you opinion about a person that you've never met, but they pay the media or YouTube painted a narrative, or a person with an opinion painted a narrative about a person. And you're like, oh yeah, fuck that person. You never even met him. Like that's how humans are. And it's like I said, are we wrong or for being that way? Like, but yeah, we are. But and that's why we need to grow. But you can't grow if you don't admit your wrongs. If you can't admit what you're doing is wrong or what you're saying is wrong. Most people okay with being wrong and acting like they right. I ain't okay with that. If I'm in the middle of an argument and I realize I'm wrong, I'm probably gonna like just shut up. I'm probably just gonna be quiet. Then come back and say I was wrong. Like, but I'm not gonna continue to be wrong and know that I'm wrong just to argue or just to like try to prove something. Like the fuck, that's just wasted energy. You be speaking facts. That's why we stay so long. And I appreciate you and I appreciate that toxic. Like for real. Like, but this is just what's in me. Like I can't help but to speak this. And as you can see, I just be flowing. Like nobody could comment, and I could just keep talking. And most people can't do that. They need people to comment continuously so they can keep replying to the live to have something to talk about. I would literally sit for hours and talk about myself. Like, that shit is not normal. But at the same time, once again, I ain't no normal ass nigga, so what you expect? And then weed does enhances that as well. So I got a shout out to my weed too. So once I get monetized, I'm probably gonna like ramp this shit up even more. Like it's crazy. Like this, I don't really only the beginning. Like, I'm doing 3 hour lives now, but shit, it's gonna get to a point where when I get monetized and I'm getting paid, and people are always in my shit, I'm gonna be fucking just going for hours and let that income roll in, and then just keep evolving from there. But I had to go through the lessons I went through to get here, to get to where I'm going. I still got to go through a bunch of fucking lessons and a fucking bunch of obstacles. But that's life. That's really what life is about. You can't complain about it either. Shit. Cause everybody go through bullshit. We all go through that shit. Nobody is like, can, nobody is precious or good enough not to go through some bullshit in life. No matter who you is, no matter how positive you think you are, like no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are. That's why you see like you just certain videos and you just see something bad happen to an old person, and consciously you be like, oh shoot, don't nothing supposed to happen to that old person. They old, they elderly, but you don't know what the fuck that person is, like how that person was or still is. Like, cause old people they could be fucking evil ass people. Shit, every time I see them, like I know this kind of messed up, but every time I see old white people, I think I'm like, damn, I wonder was you racist when you was younger? Like, cause I know back in those times, like it was cool to be racist. So like, shit, the old white people who speak to me, I'm like, shit, how does it feel now, like to be comfortable talking to a black person? I don't judge them. I don't judge nobody or nothing, but at the same time, those are the thoughts that pop up in my head. And shit, I really can't control it. I really can't. And that's crazy. You can't control the thoughts that come in your head. Like you can't stop them from even popping up. The thoughts are just gonna be there. And most of the motherfuckers are negative if you're a negative person. You don't. If you're a person who don't try to monitor your thoughts and control your thoughts, like most of your thoughts is gonna be negative. You're always gonna be talking down on yourself, talking down on somebody else, saying you can't do something, saying somebody else can't do something. Like, man, shit, life is you would do yourself the wrong, and then you'll be pointing fingers at everybody else, but the whole time it's you. So when you wake up to certain shit and when you become aware of certain shit, you got you only can't you can only look at life different. You can only look at it from a different perspective. So, I'm choosing to look at life from a different perspective.